Yeah, buddy. It's the Ron and Fez Show on the first show of 2015. Happy New Year, everybody, and happy MLK Day. We did it. We celebrated a nice long weekend, and we're ready to get fresh here in 2015. If you'd like to give us a call, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. Gigantic football weekend. Also, the American Sniper is a gigantic hit, and the backlash has already started. And, of course, Chris Stanley, modern-day Nostradamus, has already predicted the Super Bowl, which is the Colts against Seattle. You were half right.
It should be less than half right at the beating that the Colts received. Just terrible.
Well, here's the fucking deal that I had.
Awful.
Right?
Yeah.
I felt like this. That game came seconds after the crazy finish. I was almost halfway through the half before I could even start focusing on the New England game because the finish in the Seattle-Green Bay game was so goddamn crazy.
At 4 minutes left in the Seahawks game, it was a shit fest. It was literally a shit fest. It was terrible.
All right, let's stop there because I keep hearing on ESPN and the NFL Network what a great game it was when it was dull as fucking Disney.
I was texting with people, good God, this game is terrible. The fucking Pats Colts got to be better than this. Awful. With 5 minutes left, 6 minutes left, and then it went nuts. Then everything changed for the last 4 minutes of that game.
For the last 4 minutes of that game, it looked like a Hollywood producer had came in, taken over the show, and was deciding to make it a circus party.
It was Any Given Sunday. It was fucking Oliver Stone came out onto the fucking field.
The funny thing about that is Seattle and New England now go in pretty much as a push, even money across the board, Chris Stanley. Mm-hmm. Do not bet on this game.
I have to bet on it.
Do not tell us your bet.
I want to tell everyone.
I don't want to root against a team that doesn't deserve it.
I'm going to look at the weather. I'm going to look at everything I have to look at, and I will have my perfect pick. I'm telling you that.
Don't ruin it for us now.
No, I'm going to let you wait. I'm going to tease you a little bit.
Now, you would think that you would have seen, if you just went by those games, the Patriots that look like a machine would be, points over Seattle, which was so mistake-prone that it was embarrassing.
It was ridiculous. I mean, there was, 7-8 turnovers in that game, and fucking 4 picks, and the Packers got no points off of them.
Well, they got field goals. And there was 1 touchdown. So the first 16 points, I think, pretty much came from turnovers, didn't they?
Pretty much. But, I mean, it should have been more.
Look, for anyone sitting around and crying for the Packers, fuck them. If you don't go for the win, if you don't look to close that shit down, I got nothing for you. If you decide that we don't really want to go to the Super Bowl, fine. There's another team that's willing to go. Mike in Boston, More Than a Feeling, you're on the Ron and Fez Show.
You dumb centaur fuck for doubting the Pats.
You know what? You're dumb.
How could you? Well, what are you thinking?
You had to feel like an idiot watching that game.
I mean, I felt pretty bad about myself.
You can't doubt them now in Arizona. It's going to be 70 degrees. How are you going to doubt them now?
Oh, I don't know. The fucking Seahawks have a defense unlike the Colts. Doesn't matter. Okay, sure.
Well, unlike the Colts, you just told us that they were going to go big.
I know. I thought that too. I thought that. Okay,
you
I was
said
wrong.
That and I begged you to fucking go in the other direction.
I know. Game. I had a feeling about Luck that he was going to pull together, and I was.
The Patriots own him.
Yeah, they do. 4 games straight.
You don't own Russell Wilson, dude. Okay.
It seems like we know which way you're leaning.
They lost by 1 point.
First of all, how can anybody feel good about Russell Wilson with all those fucking picks he threw?
It was terrible. He finally got together in overtime somehow.
This is the ballsiest thing. To throw deep like that after you've had 4 picks, that's the thing that Fez Whatley never gets. Fez Whatley thinks because something bad happened earlier, your day is ruined. This guy had 4 picks.
To the same dude, to Curse.
And was like, fuck that, I'm going deep.
When he let that fucking ball fly, I was like, it's another pick! But when it was in the air.
Yeah.
I was like, why would you do that?
No, you know what I said when it was in the air?
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum. Dun, 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 dun. It was like The Natural. It was like the football version of The Natural. Bum, 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 bum. And I was just thinking Russell Wilson running around in fields somewhere. Here's Lou. Lou, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Hey, cousin.
Hey, cousin.
Ronnie, I need to make a request. Can you please have Chris Stanley there make a pick for every single prop bet coming up for the Super Bowl? Because he's making a gold mine for your listeners.
Why don't you give me a piece of that then, dude?
See, this is how to ruin a jinx. You can't make money off a jinx.
Well, look, I will pick every fucking prop bet out there leading up to the Super Bowl. I mean, we have to get there for all the props to come out. But I'll throw that out there. I'll make everybody money. Let's parlay 20 prop bets in a row. I already have a feeling about the national anthem.
What are you feeling?
I'm feeling the over.
Who's singing the national anthem? Do we know?
I forgot who was singing it, but
I'm hoping it's Nipsey Russell.
When I saw it, I was like, they're definitely going to go over.
Well,
John Legend.
Oh, he's going over.
Right?
He's a fucking note holder from way back.
Thank you.
So the weird thing was, this game was so god-awful. And then New England dominates. Looks perfect. And they're taking shit today because they're saying that they deflated footballs. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Now, I don't know. I don't know why they feel the need that they need that team to be evil.
It's this fucking narrative that everyone has jumped in on.
Well, do you know who broke the story about this? Some sports writer in Indiana.
A Colts guy, yeah. He starts tweeting about, I hear from the NFL, I hear rumors that they're weighing balls and the investigation to follow. Some douche.
Because he feels bad that his team got its fucking cunny kicked in. Literally got their cunny kicked in.
And then the dude tries fucking show he knows he's screwing up by saying all right, look, not that it matters, but not that it mattered in that game, but I think the balls were less had less air in them.
Then fucking shut up. It's no big deal. You're already starting this thing because Tom Brady has saggy balls. So what?
Hashtag.
They hang a little low. Who's saying they don't?
Look, Giselle loves hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
No one blames her. No one fucking blames her.
Those are winning saggy balls.
Yeah. Did you see that Giselle put out those pictures of the Brady boys watching the game? They're fucking adorable.
Yeah.
That's got to be the weirdest thing to be a little kid and know that your dad is Tom Brady.
Like he's the man.
I would actually say to my mom, wait, the Tom Brady? Like from TV?
Yeah.
So that makes you a supermodel.
Yeah, I'm a supermodel kid.
Well, then we're Princess.
And Princess of New England.
Bruce in Louisiana, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Yeah, Ronnie, the reason everybody always gives the Patriots shit and tries to knock them down, nobody likes a cocky, arrogant winner. You can be confident, you can be humble, but if you're cocky and fucking arrogant, they hate you.
Now, tell me who's cocky and arrogant. Tom Brady?
Fucking Belichick.
First of all, Belichick. Hold on, Belichick is fucking joyless. Belichick, just to look at him shows that you get very little pleasure from work. He is not cocky and arrogant. By the way, if anybody's cocky and arrogant, it's that fucking Seattle team. After the game, now they're all yelling at fucking reporters. Remember last year?
Yeah.
One guy yelled at the reporter?
Yeah,
now
Sherman.
they're all yelling at reporters. And by the way, for everyone who says that Tim Tebow got fucking run out of the league for praying, look at the length of the prayer that went on after that game.
Immediately
and
after.
sobbing sobbing, I guess believing that the Lord helped him.
As soon as it ends, there's a close-up of Wilson crying, and I see him kneeling down. I mean, he's really intense. Then they pull back, and it's a fucking prayer circle with everyone sobbing, and then immediately after the game, the first thing he starts saying is thanking God. And God's on the fucking side of the Seahawks. It was intense.
Let me see what people are writing into us. Have you ever seen him run without balls in his hand? Neither have I. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Pepper Dix better check the weather. No, that's not the fucking right thing. A little soft to the touch, but they get the job done. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Tom Brady in Chinese means one hung low. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Tom Brady dips his nuts in Starbucks coffee so the Seahawks can get a taste of home during the Super Bowl. Hashtag, and they didn't put Tom Brady has saggy balls. Giselle uses them as a change purse. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. 866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Only known for the tuck rule. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. I will tell you this. For all the shit that you hear out there about New England, you can't look at that offense and not think, oh, there's the way it's supposed to work. Like, I'm not a Patriots fan, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be happy if the Patriots lose. But I'm not going to sit here and just say, oh, they cheat all the time, or oh, they're arrogant, or I hate looking at those guys. Those guys run a fucking offense as well as it can be run right now.
When it's running on all cylinders, it's scary to watch.
And you get a great offense like that, playing the Seattle defense, which is terrific. And what more do you want? You're going to have an exciting Super Bowl.
It is, again, it's the best offense versus the best defense. Same thing as last year.
Yeah, and how did that work out?
Badly.
That fucking offense got creamed. Every game, Tom Brady goes saggy balls to the wall. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Maybe Chris Stanley can rub them. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
No.
Wouldn't Andrew Luck know something is wrong when he felt them? Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. After draining his seed into Giselle, hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. You got any of these? Give us a call. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Or just use the hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Good thing it's not his center. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. No need to plant that foot when hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Chuck, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, Ronnie, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, listen, I had a question, but first just talking about New England's offense and defense. I think the best part of their team is they adjust. They adjust on the offensive side, and they can adjust on the defensive side.
And that's Bill Belichick fucking running the team.
He's a genius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, you going to break out that song that Eastside Dave did between now and the Super Bowl?
I promise we will play Fuck Tom Brady today, and I'm sure over the next couple of weeks. Let's see. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls in Pepper's mouth all night long.
Ew.
They sag but clang together because they're solid brass. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Why did Tom Brady build a moat around his house? Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. 866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Feel free to call or hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. But the game itself, it looks to be a good one. You've got the evil empire in New England. You got this basically rah-rah coach in Seattle.
Who was the last coach of the Patriots before Belichick, which is weird.
Wow, I did not even realize that. Are you sure?
Yes.
That is wild. That's how far back we go.
Yeah. There's a lot of shit going on. Like, the last person to go to 2 Super Bowls in a row was Brady. Now it's Russell Wilson. He's the first quarterback to do it after Brady. There's a lot of shit going on. This is
Tom Brady's 6th Super Bowl. Of course, he's the only member of the Super Bowl winning team still left. Nobody on that team, I think, has rings.
Him and I think Vince Wilfork. I think those are the only 2. The rest of the team is brand new to the Super Bowl with the Patriots.
Is that right?
Yeah. And Wilfork's saving ladies, dragging people out of fucking burning cars. They're ready for it.
It's going to be cool. I mean, part of me wants Seattle because I want to have a team of the decade, and they're the only chance we have right now.
Yeah.
They need to win 2.
Like, at 4 minutes left, I was like, wow, it's gone. I guess the Packers won, but we were all thinking Seahawks could be the team of the century.
Way to go, Jinxie. He's probably an atheist. Tom Brady has hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls and can hand them over like no one ever could. Tom Brady's cup runneth over. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Blunt loves to hold on and run with Tom Brady's saggy balls. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. New England has a huge spread, and hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Miss Jay in Florida, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
What's up, cousins?
Hey, cuz.
Pepper Hicks' favorite teabag. Hashtag Tom Brady's saggy balls.
866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. I hate when they lean at you, Chris, but what am I going to do about that?
Mean. They're mean.
Jay in Virginia, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, boys, Giselle uses his nutsack as a loofah because hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Nick in Cleveland, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey guys, if the Patriots win this season, if the Patriots win the Super Bowl, will Aaron Hernandez get a Super Bowl ring?
No, he's not part of that team anymore.
He's off the roster.
Yeah, he's been off the roster for 2 years.
He's indicted. Come on.
Perfect for teabagging. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Tom Brady blew out both knees because hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Beans down in Beantown. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Funny shit, though. He walked back to the Super Bowl easily enough, despite hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Why Russell Wilson was crying about going to the Super Bowl? Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. He wears high-top cleats so he can tuck them in his hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. 866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Watch your step in the shower. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Here's Luke. Luke in Austin. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing great, buddies. How you doing? I'm ready for Scrotum Bowl Sunday.
Looking
hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Scrotum Bowl Sunday. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. 866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Or go to hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Al in Maryland, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Yeah, I don't like the dick, so I yield to Pepper Hicks. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
That's fucking true.
Oh, no, it's not.
That is true.
Those are lies, Ron. Don't listen to that guy.
Marshawn Lynch is thankful that hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Every time he shits, it's another tea party. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. It's pretty warm in that Arizona desert. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Tom needs to do the tighten up. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. It's fucking funny shit. It is the Ron and Fez show. Twitter is abuzz right now with hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. We all thought it was a hand warmer. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. His back's not fractured, but hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. They're going to stick his legs in Arizona. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Not as big as a centaur sack.
Nope.
Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Gronk tried to spike them in the end zone. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. He stuffs them into his Ugg boots when it's cold. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. And of course we're doing this because it's ridiculous that the deflated football story is what the big story is out there.
That's
Chris.
gotten legs. That's fucking. It's now going to the NFL. Now it's the big story. Like, oh my God, they're cheaters. You know what? They dominated the Colts as they should have, which I should have fucking foreseen, but I did not.
Of course you didn't. You actually assisted Brady. It is embarrassing that this is where we go. Bill in St. Louis. Bill, how you doing, buddy?
Thank God he's not a center because hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
It is true. This is the only position he'd be able to play.
He has no career. He's a center. He gets kicked out.
I thought he was saying centaur.
I'm always very sensitive to that. I'm always thinking it's.
You call it the C word?
Yeah, basically. I always feel like it's around the corner. Like, oh, do I feel safe going out today? What's going to happen? Someone going to throw a C-bomb at me?
Is that why you don't have a Twitter account?
Yep. I don't need these. They hate us because they ain't us, Ron.
Huh?
Remember the interview?
No. I didn't see it. Is it good?
Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's got great stuff.
Jim in Tampa, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Now that's an icky shuffle. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Let's read some of these that are going up on Twitter right now. Too low hung. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Why does Bill Belichick wear an extra large hoodie? Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Eli Manning uses them as a punching bag in the Super Bowl. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Hey, Marshawn Lynch, you just won the Super Bowl. What do you want to say? Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. His Uggs may be dry, but hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Pepper Hicks, more like Pepper Licks. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Oh, nasty, dude.
Russell Wilson's worst nightmare? Fez's fantasy. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Married to Giselle, I'm surprised there's anything left in the tanks. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Is there a male version of Kegel exercises? Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Peyton Manning can suck on. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. All up on the internet right now. Jump in and be a part of that. On the hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Hey, Bill in Texas, what do you got for me, buddy?
When you're flying in space and your balls hit your face. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
That's actually pretty good because it's like a little tune, Chris.
Yeah, it's like a song. I can sing it to myself.
Yeah, it's like a fun song. Tim in Tulsa, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. More like Pepper's a fucking idiot.
True.
That didn't even rhyme.
Yeah, that's perfect.
It's worst.
Kevin in South Carolina.
Microsoft relocates to Boston. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. And on Twitter, it's hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Let's check out some of these. Boy, they keep going back to the center joke. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls is an actual defensive audible in Seattle. Don't be embarrassed, son. Even hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. He wears a bra instead of a jock. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Laces out, Dan. Laces out, Dan. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Always the correct PSI. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Ron just read my... Oh, I'm not going to do that one. When he cliff dives, he soars like a dude in a wingsuit. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Shout out to Nick Kroll. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Brings new meaning to the term New England clam chowder. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. These are funny as shit. I always thought he was a little bow-legged. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. He needs to wax them, not shave them. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. It's for a better grip. That's why. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Could have caught that onside kick. Got pinched in the toilet seat. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Michael Sam dreams about the fact that hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Let's go over here back to the phones. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Dustin, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Chris Stanley touches kids.
Josh, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
No wonder he's only got one rushing touchdown on the year. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Gary in Tampa.
As reported by Mama Manning, hashtag Tom Brady has shaggy balls.
Let's see, that's sad. By the way, they're not shaggy balls. Saggy balls because he deflates them. He deflates the football so he's able to score so many touchdowns.
They're less full. And
young Andrew Luck cannot. On the internet, it's hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls up on Twitter, or give us a call at 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. Jim in Pennsylvania, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls, but at least he doesn't suffer from Sunday downers.
Tom in Boston.
The pressure will be raised in Arizona. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Ken in Chicago.
Not the only standalone fruit. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Bill in Tennessee.
He's a fucking multimillionaire and he can't get his balls out of the toilet water. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
That's a little on the nose, isn't it? I mean, that's... Mike in Queens.
It's 3rd and 2. 2 balls, that is. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. It's the Ron and Fez show. Sending it out there to the world. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Let's read some of your tweets. Seattle will hang them from their trailer hitch. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Much to the anal delight of the New England tight end. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Seahawks outplay Patriots, and now Tom Brady has saggy balls. Why was the New England team bus late for the Super Bowl? Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Can't keep grass stains out of. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Patriots tell Indianapolis it's to hold horses. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Dick poop. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Pre-game ritual includes sitting in a walk-in cooler to tighten them up. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Too many players on the field. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Gonna go balls deep. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. If you can look closely, you can see Newton's cradle. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. What does Peyton Manning spread that pizza sauce with? Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Yeah? So fucking what? Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. There will be no holding calls on hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. If he farts hard enough, he can hit himself in the belly button. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. It is the Ron and Fez show. jumping out there and trying to make this happen, getting Twitter motivated. It's hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. If you'd like to jump on the phones, it's 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. Here's Joe in Utah.
He names his left testicle piss and his right testicle vinegar. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Tom in Oklahoma.
Brady will gallop into the Super Bowl riding side saddle on Ron's pet centaur because Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Let's go over here to Todd in Detroit.
What's that on Fez's upper lip? It's not a mustache. Hashtag Tom Brady's got saggy balls.
Dustin in Tennessee.
One time I took a piss next to Tom Brady in the urinal. He said, "Damn, this floor is cold." Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Jim in Tampa.
Because using a hippity hop is a 15-yard penalty. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Chuck in Oklahoma. You're on the Ron and Fez show. Here's Paul in Cleveland. You're on the Ron and Fez show.
He's going to the Boston Teabag Party. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. If you're out there on Twitter, here is your hashtag. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls is the real reason he wasn't drafted until the 6th round. Hashtag Lance Armstrong cheated with one, but hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Seahawks, more like CD's nuts. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Why, yes, they do wobble to and fro. Why do you ask? Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Pats fans have bad knees because hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Jeffrey Gurian will not get the reference to hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Why did the refs call Tom Brady for tripping during the AFC Championship game? Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. They're easier for his guys to catch. It's in their mouths. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Tom Brady has a bad haircut to take away from the fact that hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. They walk downstairs alone or in pairs and make a slinkity sound. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. About to get some cold cuts. About to get some cold cuts. Oh, and hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. It's up on Twitter under hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls, or you can call us at 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. Jay in California, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
The lone set of balls. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
That's a good one, actually, and it ties in. John, go ahead, buddy.
Belichick can't fit him in his mouth. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Oh, you got to be pumped for this, huh, dude?
Yep.
You guys are back. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. East End Rob, what do you got, buddy?
Ronnie B, that old Patriot helmet logo, it featured Tom Brady as dressed as a U.S. Patriot holding a deflated football right beneath his crotch. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Boy, you never would have got that on Twitter. You never would have got that on Twitter.
Too much.
866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Eric in Jersey.
No sex is a hetero, no sex is a homo, makes Fez a no-mo. Hashtag Tom Brady has soggy balls.
They're not soggy, they're saggy. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Andrew in Nebraska, what do you got, buddy?
Giselle had to buy a deeper purse. Hashtag Tom Brady. Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Joe in Mississippi, what do you got?
Bill Belichick doesn't wear a jacket. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Chuck in Mass, what do you got?
I think I see the pre.
Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Give us a call now with your hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls, or go on Twitter and it's hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Remember to retweet each other, favorite each other, get it out there. It's hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. You have to ride in the back seat because his nuts ride shotgun. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Boston strong because hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. But it's a dry heat. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. His athletic cup is another helmet. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. No, Tom, you can have the shower all to yourself. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Please stow your carry-on under your seat. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. His dick has its own airbag. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. 866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Put it out there on Twitter at hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Remember to retweet each other and favorite each other to get this thing up and trending. That's if they let us get this one through. Sometimes you can slip some of these through, and other times they'll ball block you. Joe in Connecticut.
1 if by land, 2 if by sea. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Bruce, what do you got, buddy?
The 5-point stance prevents him from being a down lineman. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Eric, what do you got? Eric in Arkansas.
He never has to polish his shoes. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Eric in Colorado, what do you got, buddy?
Massachusetts new state logo. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Rick in Long Island.
Here's the hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Pete in Oklahoma.
Yeah, baby. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Yeah, baby. Zach in Mass. What do you got?
When I sleep at night to keep my balls warm, I tuck them in Giselle's pussy. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Blunt. 866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. It's a hashtag contest. Hop on Twitter or give us a call at 866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Let's read some of these off the internet right now. It's hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. His athletic cup has another helmet. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. You have the, why did Belichick say the halftime inspire the Pats? Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. He plays sag football, not flag football. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. The word in Gillette Halls is that hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Super Bowl shuffle. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. What does New England consider going deep? Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. The Brazilian vacuum made it possible. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Can't wait for the new Instagram series featuring Tom Brady, the balls. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Birds peck at them on the beach. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Why don't we pump this up with the Fuck Tom Brady song, which we haven't played in a long time. Chris Stanley, who are the people who put this together?
That's the Davey Mac Sports Program. Eastside Dave McDowell, myself, Roy, and Sean.
How old is this song now?
This song is now 3 years old.
3 years old.
Almost to the day.
Almost to the day. This was the big hit.
It was. It was huge.
From 2012, everybody was dancing to it.
It's giant time in the Super Bowl. Eli Manning and Antrell Rose gonna win. Yeah, dominate, baby. Gonna fuck the shit out of Tom Brady. That's right. Lawrence Times kicking in your face. Yeah. Tom Coughlin, give it some bass. Bob Dylan said, gonna fuck the shit out of Tom Brady. Tickle me Elmo, no tackle me Osi. Belichick, Brady, all pussy and pussy. Giants, Cape Fear, Eli's Max Katie, gonna ruin your boat. Badly, Tom Brady. Break it down, Roy Schaefer. Come on. It's a David Max Sports Program. Subscribe on iTunes, Daddy, and listen on Sirius XM. Wyclef Jean is from fucking Haiti. Gonna Fuji your shit, Tom Brady. Pyrex says, ahoy, matey. Gonna walk the plank and fuck you, Tom Brady. With the Giants, damn Nick Coleman is 80. Fucking dagger your ass, Tom Brady. Woo! Yeah! David Max Sports Program. You know what time it is.
Why did I always remember that song being funnier?
Well, it's hysterical. It's great. All right, some of the references aren't, they don't work anymore.
Let me ask you this, Chris Stanley, and I would never tell you guys how to do your business.
Yeah.
Is there a chance for a 2015 remix?
Look, Tom Brady's in it, isn't he? Right?
Yeah.
Fuck this shit out of Tom Brady, too?
I'm just saying, some remix, something that the kids can get into.
Maybe dubstep.
Yeah, you got to dubstep it up, have a drop. I mean, you guys, quite frankly, you're sounding like 3 years old.
Well, that's
if I'm to be honest about this.
Because that's from 3 years. But no, look. That was a huge hit for us.
Yeah.
It was gigantic for the David Max Sports Program.
Now, let me just tell you this, and I'm going to ask you because I was looking at it.
Yeah.
This thing has exploded on the internet, and it looks like we're being blocked by Twitter.
We're being cock-blocked by Twitter. I'm going to other fucking things that are trending, and there's nothing coming in on them. I'm watching this and scrolling like a fucking lottery machine. It's crazy.
But, I mean, I can't blame them for running their thing the way they want to, and maybe they don't want Tom Brady has saggy balls, but maybe they've lined up a plan for us since Obama's nuts.
All right, I'm just on everything. Nothing's coming in for anything that's trending in the United States right now. Yeah, we're not on there? Bullshit, dude. Bullshit.
Well, I see it exploding. I'm
watching it moving on Twitter. I'm watching it. Just fucking search hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Come on.
Let's go over here to Trevor in California.
When you got skid marks on your balls, hashtag Tom Brady has shaggy balls.
It's not shaggy. Brian in Denver, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
They lifted the curse, but they can't lift hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Josh in New York, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Des Bryant couldn't keep them from popping out either. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Matt in Winchester.
Hey, last year was T-bowing. This year is teabagging. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Gary in Buffalo.
Mama Mancini's, the meat lovers meatballs. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Red in Philly.
When I was younger, we used to play Smear the Queer. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
CJ in California.
Andrew Luck grows Amish beard to prevent his chin from touching. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Bobby in Florida. What do you got?
Giselle's cat don't need no toys because hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
All right, let me read some more of these. That explains why his intro music is The Horse. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
The Ron and Fez show is now trending nationwide.
I can't believe it, America. You broke through. We went from it looked like a block, according to Paranoid Chris Stanley, to up to number 4. Woo! Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
The Ron and Fez show is now trending nationwide.
Twitter can't ignore hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
I guess not. Maybe there's like a little lag there on hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls, but congratulations, America. a lot of that. That's a lot of onion. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. SAG, more like the Screen Actors Guild, more like the Golden Globes. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. What's the biggest attraction in the NFL Super Bowl fan experience? Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. So big they have their own headphones sponsorship. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Next year the Colts are going to walk all over. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Not a wrinkle on his face, but hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. It takes a community to raise them. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Works great as a windsock doing field goals because hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Gronk, don't spike that. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Always awkward in the huddle. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. They were once used in the end zone cannon. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. How could Twitter have even thought about blocking these? Need my goats to tote these scrotes. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Marky Mark and the Funky. Hashtag as Tom Brady has saggy balls. They once got busy in a Burger King bathroom. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. F word, F word, F word. And that's the other F word. The other F word, the other F word.
Oh.
Maybe now Fez will join in.
Oh.
Hashtag Tom Brady. Now, Fez?
Yeah, sorry.
866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. It is the Ron and Fez show. Trending now at, where are we?
Number
Go ahead
4.
and hit it. Still number 4?
The Ron and Fez show is now trending nationwide.
Jim in Mass. Jim, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Use them to mark first downs. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Matt in Illinois.
Giselle kicks him like Pele. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Andy in Akron.
These balls can't be deflated. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Brian in Louisville.
He just made a donation at the sperm clinic. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
David in Texas.
Tom Brady stays in the pocket because hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Scott in Wisconsin.
Fez Watley finally has something in common with hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Our buddy Snowy back into this. What do you got, Snowy?
Hope nobody on the field's wearing metal spikes. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Hopefully not those golden cleats.
Oh, no. You'll get kicked out of the league for that.
Trend at number 4 on Twitter today. Hashtag Tom Brady's got saggy balls. Even his Bulls are better looking than the Mannings. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Gas interference. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. That's really, really funny shit. And it was, I don't know whether they attempted to block us for a while or there was just a lag time.
I immediately thought, that's going to number 4. It was nowhere, then 4. So there had to have been some sort of lag. Because otherwise, it's crazy.
It just pounced in there.
Yeah, it just jumped up into it.
Always my favorite thing is when people are not listening to the show and then just look up and see something that says hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
It's so goddamn funny. First, random bots pick it up, then regular people are like, oh, wow, all right, I'll jump in on this.
Twitter obviously exploded the other day during that game, and I went and looked at it because I'm like, when everybody was going crazy and my text is blowing up with friends, what the fuck is happening? I'm riding your ass. And then we thought you could come back and win Seattle and the over. We were going crazy.
I know. I was going back and forth the entire game. I was like, I don't believe this is happening.
You actually would just tweet to me, I'm going fucking insane right now. I'm out of my mind.
How could you not watch that crazy-ass game? They get the onside kick.
Fez, did you watch the game?
No, I didn't watch any of it.
I don't believe him. I cannot and do not believe him. It was the one day where you're like, now I see, this is why I watch sports. You know what I mean?
Where literally anything could happen. It actually did. Anything happened.
Well, it felt like I'll be able to tell people about this. When this makes the NFL films one day, you'll say to your grandchild, I was watching that game.
It was great.
Hashtag Tom Brady has sweaty balls. But that's what it felt like. It felt like this is the only thing you could be paying attention to. And so all 10 topics had to do with the game. We got an update? Is that what the thing was about? Hit it.
The Ron and Fez show is now trending nationwide.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are not just trending, we just trended number 1.
Yeah!
With hashtag Tom Brady has sweaty balls. Give yourself a big hand. It's an exciting day. Russell Wilson is crying right now and in a prayer circle with Chris Stanley. They didn't believe it. It seemed like they were being kept out. What are you grabbing a screensaver on that?
I just want, I like to get him.
Sure. So funny. Chris, do you believe that Fez watched the game, yes or no?
How could you not watch that thing? Like, there was like an aura in the air.
I agree. The last couple, it went from pure boredom till, like, I would see people in the street later, right, on my block, and we'd be like, see each other, and we'd go, did you see the fucking end of that game? And it was very weird. Some people felt bad for the Packers. I did not. And I didn't have a dog in the fight, but I'm sorry. Win that fucking game. Don't sit there and try to run out the clock when you got Aaron Rodgers. Go for first downs, win the game.
It was ridiculous. It was pretty much when the last pick happened, when Russell Wilson's 4th pick. It was like, oh, wow, this game really is a shit fest. This is really over. Because you're thinking he might get one more score. Then they go 3 and out, the Packers. Oh, my God. Yeah, it's like you knew everyone was talking about that. You know, you knew everyone was locked into this fucking...
So let me ask you this, Chris. Did you see Seattle win or the Packers lose?
You saw the Packers lose. Because they have what? They have 5 turnovers. The one was off of fucking special teams and 4 picks. They get to fucking 1st and goal. And they kick 2 field goals when they know they're against the fucking Seahawks.
This was what is funny to me. A couple people, when I'm over at my coffee place, they're going, did you see the Patriots game? They're going to destroy the Seahawks. And I go like this. Do you expect Russell Wilson to have 2 awful games in a row? No. He had an awful game. He won. What does that mean? Team of destiny. And yet I still think I'm going to pick New England.
And he became like the Russell Wilson we know that we expected in overtime. Like when he had to. Hitting fucking Baldwin and Curse, whatever.
Yeah, but at the same time, look how quickly Aaron Rodgers drove down with a couple minutes left for that field goal, which he could have been doing all fucking game.
Yeah.
If they would just let him go.
Ridiculous. It was a ridiculous game.
It's fine. It's fine. Just calm the fuck down. Here's a couple that are really funny. Why is hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls trending? Tom Brady has saggy balls. Ha ha ha. These are always the funnest one. What I call non-listener tweets. Did you know that hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls? He didn't play with deflated balls. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. This guy, Chris, says, hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Yeah? Well, pics or it isn't true. I gotta see pics or it isn't true.
That's the rule of the internet. That's rule 34 or 72, I can't remember.
Which is it?
Pics or didn't happen. Rule 34.
Wait, they're actually...
Oh, wait, no, it's Rule 72.
You're going back and forth, Chris. You're driving me fucking bonkers.
No, Rule 34 is if...
Oh, my God.
If it exists, there is porn of it.
Trend it, number one. Let's even hear that again.
Bring it.
The Ron and Fez show is now trending nationwide.
Congratulations to the Ron and Fez listeners.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful day today.
That's amazing. I just checked my email. Some people that don't have Twitter try to send it on the email. Like, can you put this up for me?
No.
This person just wrote, OMFG. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls is trending. The balls are sagging. That's what we're stating here.
They're not wet. They're not saggy. They're saggy.
It's the only way that team can win is by cheating. Not because they have the greatest fucking quarterback of all time. Not because Gronk is unstoppable when he's healthy. Not because their coach is a goddamn genius and may be the greatest coach in any sport of all time. It's all because Tom Brady has saggy balls.
That's it. That's the cult killer. Those hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
This guy goes like this. Why is this trending? Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. That's the guy who doesn't watch sports or get jokes.
Everyone's tweeting about Deflategate is just jealous because we're so good. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
I agree, dude. I fucking agree.
That's from Scott.
Scott Mankins. Trending, viral now, trending content now. I love when those little things try to hop on after the fact. Amos, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Not only does Tom Brady have saggy balls, he also uses the tuck rule. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Chuck, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
They keep having to reline the field because # Tom Brady has saggy balls.
And let's go over here to Alex. Alex, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
They smacked Giselle in the face during doggy style. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Joe in Orleans. Lost you, buddy. Reading more non-fucking listeners are weirded out. Some things I don't need to know, but I suffer, so should you. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. The randomly used hashtag today is hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. I guess this means he can't hula hoop. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Tom Brady has balls? Who knew? Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. When he scrambles, they have to repaint the lines because hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Laughing my ass off. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls is trending. Those are my favorite kind of. And I just picture them all. I'm not saying gay. I'm saying effeminate. I'm not getting into the Billy Crystal stuff.
Oh, good. Good. That's bad, I think.
Billy couldn't have looked more older than when he does that.
Yeah.
I don't mind if they do it. I just don't want them doing it in front of us all the time.
Well, they gotta show it off.
Why? Why can I turn on my TV without seeing two Brocklevast sitting there smooching?
Real need for the Yiddish.
I hope the Patriots choke because hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. The pool overflows when he walks in. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. This person just puts, what? My wife asked why Tom Brady's knees were swollen. I said, honey, don't mind. It's just that hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Here, this person just, what kind of trend is this? Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. I thought your balls were saggy, but hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. Trend at #1 in America. #1. And you wonder why we feel so damn good about ourselves here on the Ron and Fez Show.
Feel great.
You wonder why we say the Ron and Fez Show has the best listeners in radio today. Because you've trended #1 in the nation. Hashtag Tom Brady has sweaty balls. You're the fucking Super Bowl champions, folks. Not those assholes in Seattle or New England. You, the Ron and Fez listener.
The gold standard. They're the gold standard of call.
Goal standard.
Love it.
What was that? Who was the girl who sang the thing the other day? She was an American Idol.
Oh, it starts with a K. She was,
Is it Keira Knightley?
No, not Keira Knightley. No, it was...
Shelby Kins, you'll know this. Who was the little girl that was the American Idol girl that was singing?
Was it Carrie Underwood?
No, not that big.
No.
Shittier than Carrie Underwood.
Yeah, much shittier.
But she was so fucking funny, if you can find it, because she is always, everything's got an H to it, no matter what she's singing, she would drop the H sound before it.
I'll find it.
Oh, here's that spangled yeah, have. Tom Brady has sweaty, saggy balls goes to #1.
They're so saggy. It's just awful. Catherine McPhee.
That's her. So a lot of non-listeners are getting huge excitement out of the hashtag that you guys put together. Some of them are writing, best trending hashtag of all time, hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. You want to play a little bit of her?
Yeah, I pulled her up,
Yeah, let's just play a little. Listen for her dropping an H wherever she can.
Early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts were so gallantly streaming.
Stop. And the Rockets, red glare.
That's how it's supposed to be said.
The bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag
had our stag
still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave?
And it just went out there. Huh? And the home.
And the home.
There's so many H's. So I guess she never won the American Idol before?
No, I don't remember her.
Too H-y?
Yeah.
I think you're too H-y.
Why are you putting H's in every fucking song you sing, lady?
Don't say fuck.
Wait, dump out of that F-bomb.
By the way, so I'm watching the wrestling last night because we're FaceTiming with a nephew in Florida who is wearing a stupid hat that Fez sent him everywhere he goes. What hat was that, Fez?
That's Bray Wyatt's fedora.
And his parents are a little alarmed because he tried to wear it to football practice. He's just mad for it. But during the commercial, we heard someone say fucking.
Really?
Yeah. During the wrestling show.
Oh, is it from like the ring?
No, it was from a commercial, Chris.
Oh, okay.
A commercial.
Someone dropped an F-bomb in a commercial.
Yeah, because she had a snake around her fucking neck. And she actually said, I got a snake around my fucking neck. And we're like, damn.
I want to buy that product now.
Kids shows have gotten fucking whack. It was funny as shit.
They got to appeal to that younger demo.
Still at number one. Congratulations to the Ron and Fez listeners. It took a while to burst up, but basically then it just jammed up the charts.
Yeah, and stayed there.
Yeah.
There's some hiccups on Twitter today, but we're where we're supposed to be.
Yeah, we're where we're supposed to be. At number one. Sometimes it gets a little depressing when you just get number two and it goes back down because no one ever remembers what was number two at any time.
No.
You know, hit singles have a problem with that.
You gotta be up. You gotta be up at top.
Chris only likes the hits. He knows one song by Radiohead, "Creep," nothing else.
There's other. Come on. I mean, "Creep" is the best song they have
by far. Play "Creep" again.
You know, I like the remixes better to it. Tom York's voice is too, I don't know, not poppy.
It is true. It's not very poppy. Here's what other people write. Non-listeners. This could be my favorite trending topic of all time. Hope next one is Tom Brady's crying. Not even going to ask, this person says. Hashtag Tom Brady.
You should, though. Jump in on it, too.
This is the funniest hashtag in a long time, this person writes. Hermit Mickey. Funny fucking shit. Very, very proud. Very proud. Because it's really about the deflated balls. I didn't even take it the way people are saying it.
Yeah, I don't know why they ran with it like that.
I know.
We're talking about possibly...
Deflategate.
Yeah, Deflategate. Or I heard it also called Balgazi. There's also something.
That's really offensive. You know what I mean? Don't you think?
I was like, whoa.
You didn't hear that on TV, did you?
I heard it on an internet forum.
Okay. Because that would really... Joe, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, I just wanted to find out what's wrong with Fez. It's been over an hour, and all he said was, sorry.
Just having a nervous day today.
Moon Tower? Party at the Moon Tower?
Fucking party at the Moon Tower is the shit.
Party at the Moon Tower, y'all.
Got a beer bus going right now.
Party at the Moon Tower. Editor tries to get me doing a bunch of shit, but just fucks up my day. Editor's always fucking with me. There's a party at the Moon Tower. Forget about our problems. I'm telling you, Fez, Russell Wilson, doesn't matter what happens all game. No one gives a shit.
He's the fucking hero.
Yeah.
He fucking dropped. He's considered even better because he went back to the same guy who he fucking got four picks on.
You are right.
He's considered like the man because he trusted in himself and his receiver.
All right, this person writes, I'm behind at work and was going to listen to Ron and Fez later on demand, but I immediately knew that they were behind hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. That makes me proud, Bob. And then Val says, what the heck is this? 2 smiley faces. Can you find the Russell Wilson in yourself, Moon Tower?
Having trouble doing that today.
Why? It's a happy day. Your show trended number 1 with the thing a person your age should feel really proud about. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls. That's a maturity level that you've brought to your career that did not exist years ago. This person writes, Tom Brady has saggy balls is trending. Never change, Twitter. Never change. Nerdy is Cool says one of the all-time greatest hashtags to trend. John Pyle said, this is my one tweet a year. Hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
That's right. You made it count.
Rick in Louisville.
Call now for a mortgage rate as low as hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Herb in Canada.
After the play, offensive interference, illegal hands to the hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
Mike in Oklahoma.
Checking in as an ineligible receiver, number 2, hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls.
I will let you guys know this. After lingering for a while, hashtag Tom Brady has saggy balls has dropped to number 2. What is number 1, Chris?
Hashtag Bieber roast.
Oh, yeah, that's good. I mean, the fact that we even got past them.
We kicked the shit out of Bieber roast.
But you can't stay there forever.
I get it. Oh, so they're going to make fun of Bieber. Whatever. We're talking about the fucking Super Bowl here. We're talking about possible cheating in the conference championship. Those going to remember who's going to shit on Bieber? We'll probably fucking try to punch somebody.
Oh, God, that was fucking funny.
Love it.
Hey, Bill, what's up, buddy?
I'm thinking his card holder, 2975, my cousin.
Hooah!
Hey, Ronnie B, I want to ask Fez a question. Fez, you there, buddy?
Yeah.
Fezzy, what did you think of Sting's return to Monday Night Raw last night, baby?
Oh, I haven't seen it yet. I've got it recorded. I haven't watched it yet. I know he was at SummerSlam. I miss Joker Sting. I wish he'd show up like that.
That is true. All right, we got a break here. Who's coming up in the show later today, Chris?
That is Jackie Cashian, comedian.
And after that?
Mr. Morgan Spurlock, documentary film director.
Documentary film, and I guess it's a TV. Are you a documentary if you're on TV?
Yeah, I think you can still be a documentary. So it's a documentary show. It's a doc.
I don't know if I feel like it's a doc or not.
It can still be a doc.
How about a DMC for me, Fez, before our guest gets here?
Like HBO had that, like America Undercover, I believe it was. That was a doc series.
I never watched it.
It was pretty good. It had Ecstasy Dad.
Well, Ecstasy is fun, right?
Well, this was like back like in the 90s when they came out.
I'm not going to believe you when you say the 90s. I guarantee you Ecstasy Dad wasn't from the 90s.
All right.
I got fucking to quote Chuck, I got a $5 bill that says.
All right, hold on. I'm going to look it up right now when this episode aired.
Yeah.
All right, Small Town Ecstasy, HBO. All right, hold on. (2002).
Give me that $5 bill. Give me that $5 bill. Steve in Jersey.
Oh, damn it.
Hey, Ron.
Yeah.
Did you, I was a little off topic. Did you guys get to hear the new Basement tapes yet? They had that special on Showtime.
Yeah, I watched the Showtime special, and I thought it was much more enjoyable than I thought it was. And I was enjoying even the Mumford and Sons on there, and a lot of people badmouthed them to me, but they were pretty fucking locked in.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good, and I think you really can't go wrong with anything with T-Bone Burnett producing.
T-Bone Burnett is brilliant. He is one of my all-time hopes and praise for an RBI. But I will say this. I did not like when they had the actors playing the band and Dylan at Big Pink. I thought that was a little embarrassing.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, it was a little weird. I didn't
anything.
even realize until like 5 minutes into it that could not have been possibly footage from that.
I know. I thought it was real at first, too. I'm like, this is great. That's the fakest looking $5 bill I ever saw in my life, too, Chris.
Dude, this is
Put
real.
it back in your pocket. I don't want that fucking... I don't want to be tracked down over your shit.
All right, I'm not seeing the thing in the middle, but it's real. I can tell you for sure, dude. This is real money.
Well, I will also tell you this, folks. We're reading some of the non-listeners and how much they're loving Tom Brady has saggy balls. So great job. You made a bunch of fucking non-listeners laugh out there as well today.
Oh, they're loving it. People are picking up all over it.
Did you get a kick out of at Moon Tower?
I thought it was hysterical.
Do your party at the Moon Tower.
Party at the Moon Tower.
Pull that. Mark that.
Definitely. We're fucking pulling that one for the comedy festival.
That was awesome.
Do you think he's really that nervous today or faking?
He broke down crying in the office.
What about?
Can't remember. But Fez did break down. He went into a cry, then got out of it.
Why were you crying in the office?
I was just having some trouble getting some stuff done.
When?
This morning, probably about 10:45, 10 to 11.
Billy Crystal's right about you guys.
I've always
putting it in our faces.
I've always been a big Billy fan. This has done nothing to make me not a Billy fan.
What's his actual quote?
Okay, all right. Let me find it. He said, talking about gays, he said, sometimes I think, that's too much for me. Too much gay. Sometimes it's just pushing a little too far for my taste. I'm not going to reveal to you which ones they are. I hope people don't abuse it and shove it in our face to the point where it feels like an everyday kind of thing.
It is an everyday kind of thing.
It doesn't have to be,
that's
though.
the problem.
Doesn't have to be.
And he played a gay character on TV in the 70s.
Yeah, but he didn't make out and shove it in people's faces. He's just like, hello, everybody. And that's how people like gays.
Yeah.
Like, I like gays when they're making, when they're acting like women. Because then I can point at women and go, see?
Look, that's how you really are.
That's what you look and act like.
They got you. They got you, lady. Now change your ways.
Bob in Florida.
Yeah, I want to ask Chris about Trey Anastasio being dubbed to be the guitarist for the Dead's farewell.
I saw
shows
that.
in
That was
Chicago.
pretty wild.
Very exciting.
Yeah,
That's really
well,
cool.
I'm going to hang up so I can listen to you. But
Well,
I'm
there's nothing to
looking
listen.
forward to it.
He just said very exciting. I mean, he's not going to go anywhere from
I guess
that.
you cannot expound. I thought perhaps you could expound, Ronnie. You played "Wave That Flag" about 8 years ago as a lead-in for.
We do it every July 4th.
Yeah, you do it every July 4th. I didn't notice. I've listened, but I haven't heard the recurrence. But anyhow, I wanted to thank you for that because I'm an older person. I didn't catch him when I could have, and I'm late to the scene, but I've really enjoyed all that I've learned about him, and appreciate your being the conduit to me.
That's very cool.
Well, thanks again.
All right,
Enjoy your
peace.
show. Peace.
Yeah, it's a weird thing for them to do, but why not? What's the big deal? I'm sure Kathleen from the Bronx will be there.
Definitely. I'll go there. I'll sell some tanks. Like, who wants
no tanks. That shit's over.
Who wants
Isn't
some
it
balloon?
over now? No one's fucking walking around with balloons, are they?
Yeah, dude.
Still?
Yeah. It's just as big, man. It's crazy. I thought it'd be like, all right, you done fucking taking whippets? Nope. It's fucking big money, and people love it. It's hippie crack.
I guess that's a word for it.
That's what they call it. And dudes just passed out around
You just
tanks.
said motherfuckers.
Motherfuckers just passed out around tanks down Shakedown Street. All right?
That's the funniest shit ever.
I was leaving a fish show once at Madison Square Garden, and dudes were just next to the train station, just selling, with a tank, just selling balloons in the middle of Manhattan. It was crazy to see it.
Well, it's actually a good thing because you're just thinking it's fucking balloon sales.
Yeah. No one was bothering. Cops weren't anywhere near them. They weren't getting bothered. They were just fucking selling $5 a shot. So as I got on the train, I grabbed a balloon for myself.
You weren't even at your show.
You know what? I think I will fucking take a whippet right now. Got nothing else going on. I mean, It's not going to last long.
Nothing like being underground and hiding on a whippet. You're in a fucking cave, underground cave, like a bat. Whacked out on a whippet.
Going through the fucking turnstile, just sucking on a balloon.
That's when you know you're a fucked up piece of shit.
What? No, I'm fucking taking advantage. It was like, oh, this is a special surprise. I'll roll with it.
Oh, that shit is fucking funny as hell, man.
Hopefully, that same thing will happen when the Dead and Trey come to town.
So, Fez, you got nowhere to go. You're not going to expound on this Billy Crystal. We thought this one would have been in your wheelhouse.
Well, I remember with him saying that, I remember why I always got annoyed and didn't like Billy Crystal. When he does it on TV, it's groundbreaking. Oh, we made such big strides. Someone else does it, then it's gratuitous.
Funny stuff. We'll break here. We're right back. Congratulations, Ron and Fez listeners.
Huge.
You went to number one today. You're number one.
You're number one.
Everyone gets a balloon.
Fuck yeah. We should just have a tank in studio.
I got no fucking problems with it. Ron and Fez Show.
Back with the Ron and Fez Show, and in studio with us, Jackie Cashian.
There she is.
Here I be.
There's Jackie.
Hello and welcome to me.
She has a heart on her shirt today.
I have two at-ats who are in love from the Star Wars.
Okay, so it's nerdy.
It's nerdy.
Yeah.
It turns out I might be a nerd,
but
a dork, a geek.
Here's the thing.
What?
It's not an outsider anymore. It's mainstream.
So mainstream that there's a T-shirt available that I can get regarding anything. Even though last night I tried my Dune joke, nobody got it.
Well, Chris Stanley is the... What age did you read Dune and you fell in love with it?
Oh, I must have been like 12 years old when I read Dune.
Yeah. Nice work.
And the movie I'm obsessed with, even though everyone hates it.
Oh, it's terrible.
The David Lynch
It's a terrible,
one.
terrible movie.
And yet you still like it.
Yeah, if it's on, don't turn it off.
The best scene, Baron Harkonnen getting the heart plug taken from him.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Spoiler alert, this movie is 37 years old. But here's what I realized is, because I'm in New York, I live in Los Angeles, you guys don't have a drought.
No.
I can be like an animal and let the water roll while I brush my teeth.
Well, here's the thing: we had a rain all weekend. It's the Northeast is a green place.
It is a green place, full
but you
of water.
live in a desert. It's not a drought. It's a desert. The weather is behaving the way it's supposed to behave.
Right, and it's always been a drought.
Yeah.
And you guys don't have any interest in rolling up like a garden hose and then bringing it over to L.A. We can roll it up, put it in Iowa when we don't need it.
How bad is it?
It's pretty bad. It was fine. But what made me laugh last night when I was brushing my teeth was I was like, because I couldn't do it. I'm so used to turning the water off while brushing my teeth in between brushing my teeth that I was like, what are you, Paul Atreides? Are you Muad'Dib? Are you some sort of Quetzalcoatl Haderach? You're allowed to just let water just flow?
Yeah.
And
you were crying like an African, like when you see just the water just here, could take care. All right,
I know how to put on the suit. That's all I'm saying. Before me and this guy, me and Chris are having the time of our lives over here with these Dune references.
Were you guys into the Man Who Fell to Earth at all, or is that too?
What's that?
Yeah, because that's Bowie, and he came from a dry planet.
Right.
And would just keep asking for water wherever he went.
Crazy fucking movie.
Glass of water, please. Yeah, it's so crazy, and it's been Showtime shows it at 2:00 in the morning.
That's where it belongs
every night. So I'm like trying to fall asleep, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna watch a little bit of this.
You know what else I saw? I saw Tootsie the other night. The first 20 minutes of Tootsie, the greatest movie ever made.
That's true.
The rest of it, hits and spurts and hits.
Do you know, I would say the same thing about the other Dustin Hoffman movie that everybody makes fun of.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
No, the one where they Ishtar, right?
Oh, okay.
The first 20 minutes, they're bad songwriters.
Yeah.
And it's a fucking scream. It's really funny.
It's phenomenal.
They're just writing bad songs, and it's really almost like a Christopher Guest film.
Oh my gosh.
And then they go to Ishtar, and everything falls into shit.
Then I would love to do that, because I haven't had the guts to watch Ishtar for it is known for its terribleness.
Yeah, it's become that Al Gore said that he invented the internet thing that never really happened.
Right, it just has spread itself into canon, and now it is myth.
Non-thinking people get to dive on it.
Right, they're just like, yay, remember that?
Yeah, that
Lego
asshole.
movie was good. I don't know why that came into mind.
Hicks, give me another sci-fi, a weird sci-fi movie.
Well, there's Labyrinth.
Is that sci-fi or fantasy?
Oh, that is fantasy.
I always thought that was more fantasy.
You are correct.
Yeah.
I am incorrect.
Dark Star, that's a weird sci-fi movie. Dark Star.
I don't know if I know that. I think it's a Grateful Dead song.
How about oh, shucks. Well, this is great radio. I can't remember the name of it.
No,
let's just sit in it.
No, believe me, we're like a Lost My Place type of show. We do very well with it. Chris, I'm looking at the poster. I don't even know this.
Yeah, this was like almost like a precursor to Alien, where it was like a guy's on a ship and there's weird shit going on. And it's real weird.
Do you mean Silent Running?
How about Cool Running? Anybody
Cool
watching
Running,
Cool
the
Running?
cartoon one.
The one with the bobsleds. Yeah. It's
a little Jamaican bit for you.
Did you ever read a book called When Gravity Fails? by George Alec Effinger?
No, I don't think I have.
It should be. It would be the greatest Blade Runner-esque movie in the world. It would be the great. It's set in like a futuristic Dubai or Mumbai or something with an I, and it is essentially in the red light district of a very Muslim town, a very Islamic town, and so that's where all the whores and the dancers and the burlesque is happening. And this guy is a hard-boiled detective, but it's set in the future where you can chip into things. You could get like remember a flash card in old cameras?
Yeah,
those big ones. You can do that in your brain, and you can live somebody else's life. And so there's a serial killer out there, and so he gets modified, so that he turns into like James. He's like the greatest, like Humphrey Bogart, James Bond, all rolled into one. And then he goes to find the serial killer.
I definitely want to read this.
Gravity fails.
When gravity fails. Now, is this a fairly new book?
Nope. Well,
80s,
90s, yeah, 80s, and so which is probably 30 years. But the thing is it's a trilogy, and the first one's the best, as per usual.
I like the fact that he's writing about that part of the world before
anyone even. The fact that there's a billion people that nobody cared about in 1980.
Yeah,
right.
Now that's like all we think of. And, the American Sniper came out, was a monster hit over the weekend. So big that the backlash has already started, where people are saying, hey, this movie isn't true, and, they're fighting back and forth.
Did he just get killed?
Yeah, he just died.
At a gun range by some nutbag, right?
Well, somebody that he took to the gun range, I guess they both had post-traumatic stress.
Right.
But some people were saying it's too simplistic, and it's sniper porn.
I think I just simplified it a lot.
Yeah. with nutbag.
With nutbag, yeah. I think some nutbag just zipped him. What? At any rate, that's probably insensitive.
But I saw, I haven't seen it yet, but the trailer doesn't make it seem like it's a rah-rah war movie. The trailer is kind of heartbreaking, and, the guy doesn't have his shit together.
Right. I think that what I read about, and I have not seen it either, let's expound. Let's go off on it.
We review movies we haven't seen yet.
Anybody? What do you guys think? So, but what I read about it was that he was a sniper and he killed 360 people or whatever like that. Yeah. And he wasn't always psyched about it, but he was doing his job. And that was the weirdest thing. I went to Iraq to perform for the troops, and I realized in that moment that being a soldier was a job. Like, I had always thought that it was an adventure.
A calling or something.
Right.
Yeah.
You'd see the commercials. It's an adventure.
Yeah.
You see horrible movies where people are like, I just want to kill things. And you're like, oh, that guy's a soldier. When 98% of the people that I met were genuinely people who went into the service to actually be of service. Right. They were like, I don't know what to do with my life. I would like to help somebody. And I understand the National Guard shovels sand. And the weirdest thing was I'm in an MRAP. I'm in one of those mine-resistant armored personnel vehicles. There's 3 of us. There's 2 comics per, or 2 entertainers per MRAP, because what if you get separated? Still got to have a show. Anyway, so there's a guy driving, there's a navigator, there's a kid sticking out the blowhole with a badit, right?
Yeah.
2 comics and a kid next to me with a giant rifle, and we get lost, and that's when I realized it was a job.
Yeah.
Because the sergeant gets on the headphones, and he's like, "Why are we fucking lost, Munoz?" The navigator guy. And in a war zone, by the way, everyone's hilarious.
Yeah.
Because Munoz goes, "Well, this is where MapQuest sent us," and you're like, "Oh, a MapQuest joke, well played."
Yeah.
And then, have you ever worked in a restaurant?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, when you work in a restaurant, someone sometimes throws up in the bathroom. It's horrible. And the manager comes out, and everyone who works there freezes. And the manager has to pick someone, and he does. And that person goes, fuck, and grabs a mop and goes cleans up the bathroom. So we're lost in the middle of Iraq, and the sergeant goes, someone has to get out of this truck and direct us over this dirt bridge or we're going to tip over. And everyone froze, just like the restaurant. And then he had to pick the navigator guy. He goes, Munoz, it's got to be you because you're the only one who has a door. And Munoz goes, fuck, and grabs his rifle and gets out of that. And I was like, oh, it's a job. And it reminded me, my last day job was at Kinko's. I worked at a FedEx Kinko's, and that's just like Iraq. If you've ever wondered what post-traumatic stress, when you go into a FedEx Kinko's, it's quiet, it's tense, and everyone is standing around thinking to themselves, am I going to kill someone or is someone going to kill me? I mean, it's weird, but
I love the fact that Munoz had the only real speaking part. Everybody else was going to be an extra when this thing gets shot.
Right. When this becomes a movie, the Sarge, he's just a guy.
Yeah.
And Munoz.
Chris, have you seen American Sniper yet?
I have not seen it yet. I've just seen the trailers, and I've just heard everyone talking about it.
Shelby, I see you sit up. You've got the haircut. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I got the high and tight haircut, and I saw the movie like a while ago. And
you saw it early?
Yeah.
How'd you see it early?
Hey, fancy man. Hi.
They released them in New York and L.A. on Christmas Day.
Oh, you're right. That's right. I forgot about that.
How was it?
I can see how people are pissed off about it, but it goes back to what you said about like, oh, they're not really thinking. A lot of people in that respect too, how they're calling it like, oh,
Which
they're
people.
I don't know what you're saying.
When you said like I
Why
get.
don't you say your own things, and we'll pick it up from there.
I think people are mad about it because they think like the wrong people like it too much. Like how like Sarah Palin and all like the people from Fox News say like, oh, that you really need to see this movie, not because of any like film merits, but because they love the military and things like that.
Oh, and they killed a bunch of brown people, and they're like, yay!
I think that's why. But
are you saying that some guys, and I can see why this would happen, is sniper porn, because I think guys like a shot.
Yeah,
like
I love it.
Like if I'm watching a YouTube and they say somebody made a shot from a mile away, I will watch it.
Okay,
and I mean, they're not shooting people.
Like
I
Call
will
of
just
Duty,
see it.
or
if you just hit a can from far away, I'm always impressed. And that kind
Just
of
at the skill.
Wild West show, Annie Oakley, both ways. It's kind of impressive. So I'm sure a certain amount of people want to see that.
I made my parents bring me to a Tom Berenger, Billy Zane movie called Sniper because it was about a sniper just fucking shooting shit. It was. I liked it as a kid. I haven't seen it in years.
But yeah.
There's supposedly problems inside the Academy with members having trouble with this movie. And what it comes down to is, this is a guy in his book who said, killing all these people was fun. I wish I could stay and kill more people, more civilians, more everybody.
Yeah.
And
But you didn't read the book either.
I haven't read the book. I haven't seen the movie.
Yeah, okay.
But it's should we give Hollywood's highest honor to someone to a movie about someone who had such bloodlust?
Well,
okay.
But the thing is, you're a citizen as well. To act like he has responsibility here and you don't, I think is wrong. I think we're all Americans. That war got started. You can't act like some of us, you have to take responsibility.
For all the actions.
Yeah, for all the actions.
Gitmo is still open.
Yeah.
But I see what you're saying, Fez, in the fact that half of the people are psyched because they're snipers killing the bad guys, like the Sarah Palins of the world who are a little nutbaggy.
Who think everyone over there is the bad guy.
Who thinks everyone. And then the other half is why would we glorify anyone who kills anyone? We're just like, well, because
Die
that's
Hard.
what his job was.
But also Die Hard.
Right.
You know what I mean? We love
Taken
violent movies.
3?
Yeah. So
that was crap test.
If you watch those movies, if you watch Batman, that's fake killing. This is an actual thing. And it may be good for people to go and feel that maybe it's a little more complicated.
Than
pretending.
That's what it really felt like when I was over there, that it made it much more complicated and much more like the decisions, I would meet like every 13 or 15 guys I would meet. Just the second time I went, this woman I went with she kept saying, are we safe? Are we safe? Are we safe?
Right.
And the first dozen people you say that to are like, well, yeah, you're safe. You're behind the, on purpose.
Yeah.
We want you to tell jokes, so you're purposefully safe. But then like every 14th, there'd be some bullet head who'd be like, you're only safe when you're with me, honey. That's it. You want to feel my muscle?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, nobody wants to work with that guy. I mean, even the other people in the troop or the platoon, or those aren't the words. And but even those guys are like, yeah, Jim is an ass, but he's fine. He's all right on the field. In the field, he's a good guy. Don't worry about him.
So your beef is what with this movie that you haven't seen, Fez?
That it's a killer who loved killing and it's supposed to be passed off as patriotism. We're all supposed to fall in line and hope this movie wins the Oscar.
Well, first of all, you've jumped ahead with the Oscar, but Clint Eastwood is a skilled filmmaker. I doubt it says...
I hope it isn't.
Yeah, I don't think that he would, and I don't think that Bradley Cooper would play it for that. You know what I mean? I can't imagine that your point of this movie is enough. But also, I don't think that you could be a sniper and be hesitant. Like, I think if you are going to be a sniper, you want the committed guy there.
Take the shot.
Yeah, you want the guy who's like,
yeah, you gotta be that guy.
I don't know if I should take... Because anybody that... You have to remember this. Anybody that he doesn't shoot could end up killing some guys that this guy's supposed to be... looking over. There's that sheepdog type thing to a sniper. He's trying to hit guys before they come close.
Okay.
So there's a responsibility there.
Right. I mean, that was his entire job.
Right.
I think that's an excellent point. I mean, if that's your job, it depends. Like, what if your job is processing insurance forms?
Right.
If you go deep into, did you ever see The Incredibles? That guy went deep into every insurance form.
Right.
And his boss was, to some extent, rightfully angry that he wasn't processing them quickly enough.
Yeah, right.
And
we don't need you to think. We need you to
follow orders.
Do that thing that you're supposed to do.
Oh, that is a brutal job, though. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's why there's only a couple people that you feel that you can put into that place.
Yeah.
First of all, you have to have the eye, hand coordination, and you have to have nerves of steel. You can't be a nervous sniper. You can't be down on yourself. You can't be like, I don't know if I can snipe well. You have to be committed. And apparently he was a committed guy. Here's Mike in Michigan. You're on the Run and Fez show.
Hi, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
Hey, I haven't seen the movie yet. But
Join
I have
in.
read the book, so I'm kind of in the middle. I've read one, haven't seen the other. But I think what the confusion is, I guess you could say, is he enjoyed being at war, but he didn't glorify killing the people. He said he didn't regret doing it because he knew that if he didn't stop them, then they would either kill, troops, whether they're American or whatever. They worked side by side with Iraqis and different troops, or they would, they kill innocent civilians too. So that was how he looked at it. It wasn't that he was gung-ho, I want to go kill people.
I think he was gung-ho. I mean, he's quoted as saying, this is really fun.
But the thing is, you could be really. A lot of people. This is where they know their purpose lies. Do you know what I mean? Like when we sat around and talked about that skill set, if you have the skill set to pull that off, you've got to feel like I'm the guy who belongs here. I've found my place. This is what I do, and a lot of people experience that in various wars. That's what a lot of guys...
And in various jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, once you find that job that you're good at, you're going to like that job, whether that job is horrifying or not, to some extent. I think you're going to be drawn to it because you're like, well, I'm actually really good at being a trapeze artist.
Yeah. But let's suppose even this. Let's suppose that a report came out, we figured out stand-up comedy is not good for society. It creates a lot of nervousness and chaos, and you would still be like, I don't think so. I think I got to go do it.
I think that there's still good to be done in stand-up comedy. I still got to go do it somehow.
Right.
You were correct. That's an excellent example from my own life. Yeah.
Because you never, when you are committed to something, it's tough to see the other side of it. But I will also say this. I said that Clint Eastwood is a skilled filmmaker and I think a very moral person. So I'm not exactly leaping into where you're coming from this, Fez. But the other part of it, now people are at least talking about the war again, which we haven't for a while. Talking about the post-traumatic stress, which needs to be talked about all the time.
And that guy was working with those guys, too, which
That's
is
the guy
amazing.
who killed him. He was like, let's go out to the range and blah, blah, blah.
But he wasn't in the I read that the sniper guy, who all these names are gone, of course. The sniper guy worked with a certain group. The guy that he took to the range was not in that group. He was a solo dude that he had just run into, and they had just gone to the range together. This does make me want to read his book a lot more.
Right.
The movie, I'm sure. Like, did you see The Hurt Locker?
Yeah.
I can't possibly, if it's more of that, where it's just tension and you're like, oh, I gotta take a lap. This is very well done. I could give a shit.
The Hurt Locker was, a difficult one. Not a lot of people showed up, and I don't even think that many people showed up to Zero Dark 30. No. But this one, a ton of people showed up. They showed up like it had Iron Man in it. You know what I mean? Like, they were like Iron Man won the war. It is far surpassed what anyone imagined.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to do this well. I guess I'm not alone.
Here is Ryan. Ryan, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Hey, guys. I agree with you about Eastwood being such a skilled filmmaker because it's going to sound snobby, but it transcends being about the killing and becomes about a guy who's just really good at a job. It's about killing as much as, like, Boogie Nights was about sex. It goes past that.
Oh, interesting.
And both of them had big, thick guns. So this is amazing when you think about it. Yeah, we got it.
Dick joke, bring it.
Yeah, we tied it all in. Wrapped it up in a dick joke.
Now it's radio.
Here's Ben. Ben, in Illinois, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Yeah, I think, the movie itself, it takes what he does and, if you want to take from it, the United States is awesome and we're good at killing, Middle Easterners. You can take that from it, but I think deeper it kind of shows the price that it takes on both, the soldier, the family, and it goes a little bit deeper than just rah-rah killing, for.
Okay.
I think that, I'm not a part of the Motion Picture Academy. I haven't been since my beard porn came out, but... I think I can understand why they wouldn't want to vote for this thing and make it more of a propaganda piece for a war we shouldn't have been in and killing people we shouldn't be killing.
Well, you, first of all, I think you're confused about the Academy thing because it's already been nominated. Bradley's already been nominated. I don't know if Clint has been nominated as well, but it was considered a long shot. But this movie will make more money than any film that does win. It's already a given. This is a super successful film, maybe the biggest of Clint Eastwood's directing career.
It is. On Friday, it opened with $30 million just on Friday.
On Friday alone, $100 million over the 4-day weekend.
What?
So it's a monster hit. It's a monster hit.
Where have I been head in the sand? Because I'd heard of it, I'd read about it, obviously, and but I didn't know that it came out this weekend, and I think I live in LA, so it must have come out. It's been out for weeks, like he was.
Yeah, it's the same thing that happened here in New York. Now it hit the heartland. Now there's lines in Iowa and Nebraska.
Because we sent 200,000 troops over there, and a lot of those guys are home.
A lot of those guys are home,
families,
and their families of military background, and they feel good about this film. And you think the downside of it is what, Fez?
I think that it's more of a propaganda piece where it's
what would the propaganda be?
Trying to sell this war as something brave and noble when it wasn't.
That's hard.
That it was illegal.
Well, you've been through two presidents, including Barack Obama. I don't think it's an illegal war. Or somebody would, came in and stopped it.
I think because I know what he's saying about the Hollywood. There's been this backlash that I've also read in articles, very powerful articles, about how people don't like there's an aggrandizement of the war and of this guy, but I do think that Clint Eastwood, that maybe Hollywood, it's a snap judgment on their part too.
Right.
That everybody on both of the spectrum are making this snap judgment that, well, it's the greatest thing ever made and it's the worst thing ever made. It's probably much more in the middle, like everything. And Clint Eastwood, of course, is a subtle guy. Remember Unforgiven?
Sure.
That was such a great film.
And you would think you're a cowboy film, but it was almost an anti-cowboy film.
It was an anti-killer. It was, you know what, it's almost the same movie.
Yeah.
It was about a guy who was good at killing, and that's all he was good at.
And it haunted him. and it was a difficult life. And
his
later
wife died, and then he had no reason not to go back to the thing he was good at.
Yeah, and then later, at the end, he went and opened up a pants store in San Francisco and did well. It was the weirdest. And then they put in the scroll. They said he opened up a dry goods place and did well in San Francisco. And I'm like, how did that happen?
That is weird.
Dave in Washington, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, buddies. I'm sorry that Fez is so full of shit, man. And here's the simple test. Fez, what if the sniper in the movie was gay?
I'd support him 100%. Kill all the people you want.
Yeah, that's because gay people get to.
100% correct.
If he was gay, would he be allowed to be in the Army? I don't know how
Not
that
at that
works
time.
out.
Not at that time.
That's the thing, Fez. Would you sleep with a sniper if he was very attractive? Not that he's sniping at the time.
Right.
You two are having sex.
How about if he wanted to donate blood?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would think he would have a gun in the room or on him at some point.
No.
That would make me too nervous to sleep with the very handsome sniper.
Bradley Cooper, very handsome.
Very good. Yeah, the girls like that Bradley Cooper. They're crazy about him.
A lot of sit-ups going on. That guy's ripped like crazy.
Yeah, he is.
You're very supportive, Ron. Yep. He seems very handsome.
Look at him right there.
Hot.
Oh my God.
Torn up.
Yeah. That's all he got for this movie, right? Because he hasn't always looked up.
No.
Plug City, Fez. I want you to be Plug City.
That package.
I think like a sniper is more like a lineman. He doesn't have to be that ripped.
Well,
because aren't they in the back? Doesn't someone drive them to 300 yards away?
Yeah, I don't know how that works, but I think they're out there on their own a lot. I think it's a very
like a recon marine.
Yeah,
kinda?
like you're just out there, and he's like, "Am I still sniping?" I didn't hear from anybody.
Bad. Homing pigeons dropping off.
What are we doing here?
Jackie Cashin's in studio with us. She's going to be at the Acme Comedy Club in Minneapolis, Tuesday, January 27th. That's next week, to Saturday the 31st. You can go to acmecomedyclub.com for tickets, and you can hear her podcast, The Dork Forest. That's on iTunes and at allthingscomedy.com.
She's a dork. She knows
Dork on dork dialogue, my friends.
Now, you grew up in Wisconsin, right?
I did, outside of Milwaukee.
Last Sunday, tough on everybody that you've ever known in your whole life.
Tough on everyone that's ever cared.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I didn't. I don't have to, because I'm a woman. I get to if I want to. It's one of the most freeing things in my life. And I knew about it because you can't not, being from Wisconsin, know about the Green Bay Packers.
Right.
Last year, I went to some high school reunion, and it was being held in South Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where I'm from, a little factory town outside of Milwaukee. There is a bar called, ambitiously titled, The Gourmet House. It is not. Anyway, so that's where it was. And so the reunion's in a different room. This woman I go to high school with is back in the main bar area where everyone's just watching football. Her and her husband have matching football jerseys on. She's got the lady one, and they're Packer jerseys. And they both say the word Matthews on the back. And her name is not Matthews. And so I say, who's Matthews? I was expected to be tarred and feathered. There was a great silence that came over the bar room, and I turned to everyone in that bar room and I said, why don't you just fucking tell me? And then I won't, if you just tell me, then I'll know, and then we won't have to be awkward. And they were like, and I said, is he a receiver? Because I know he's not the thrower guy. He's not the quarterback. And they were like, he's a blonde gentleman who can run well.
Yeah.
Or blocks. I don't know what his deal is, but I understand.
Well, he's also a beauty too. I'm going to put
He's
him
also a very handsome man, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, put him up.
He's one of those guys where if you're watching a game, a straight man will say, he's a good-looking dude. He's a good-looking dude.
That's a good-looking guy.
And, that's the thing that Chris...
Wow, he likes, Thor.
Yeah, he's got a Thor situation going on.
What is happening with his codpiece? A little bit of a camel toe in that shot, my friend.
Is.
I'm so sorry. That's out loud. I said that out loud. That's an inside-your-head voice, Jackie. Okay.
Here's Rob. Rob, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, how you doing today, guys?
Good. I'm so happy Jackie's here. I feel like I just made a brand new friend today.
That's awesome. I wanted to mention a couple things based on what Fez was saying about American Sniper. I just seen it over the weekend, plus being a big fan of you guys in O&A. Chris Kyle was actually on O&A.
Yeah, I remember that day.
Times. And, I would just implore Fez to kind of go back maybe or recollect or go back and listen to it, because he couldn't be more of a humble guy as far as, what his job was and what he did over there.
Well, I mean, if we're going to be honest about it, he told what apparently turned out to be a lie on O&A, where he said he knocked out Jesse Ventura. Then apparently he told other people that he was a sniper in Louisiana during the hurricane riots. And he also told people that he had killed a couple people that tried to rob him in a... the cops took him away. That could have been part of his post-traumatic stress. I think it's a complicated story and one that people should be talking about.
Yeah, and we are.
Probably a little, in my opinion, a little less to judgment before it all comes in. Because I also think no matter... You're saying how you called it an illegal war, right?
Yeah.
I remember when you called for that war when we were on the air. At the time after 9/11, you were petrified. You were a big Bush person. You wanted us to go and turn that thing to glass, blah, blah, blah. We sent people over there. They're our responsibility as well. They took responsibility for us. We owe them a responsibility when they get back. We owe them a responsibility for what happens over there. It's cheap to point fingers. And I'm not just saying you, but I think it happens, around. But I remember when you called for that war, and I remember when you were scared after 9/11. We were in New York City. It was a strange time.
I wanted every country attacked at that point. And then I also believed the government, who said that these people had the weapons that were going to launch the next 9/11.
I feel I think all Americans have some sort of we're all responsible for all this stuff.
Sure,
clearly, because we have to be. I vote. I do what I can to whatever. But I pay my taxes. Those drones are covered by this one over here. Tax and pay Democrat, Jackie Cation. And but the when we went into Afghanistan, I remember thinking, this is right. This is the correct thing to do, to go into Afghanistan. And not remembering my history and the fact that the British went into Afghanistan and then the Soviets went into Afghanistan. And nobody gets out of Afghanistan, sadly. The Afghanis, they don't even get out of Afghanistan. But it's a hell. It's so convoluted, and it just encourages isolationism on my own part, where I'm just like, why don't we just bring everybody home and just have a really small, and I don't know, maybe build a giant wall around the whole world. But I know that isn't doesn't make any sense either. But I'm scared as well. I mean, I think we're just scared and reactionary sometimes.
Exactly. And that's why we have to say this is a big problem, one that we got into and one that we should talk about and be thinking about on a daily basis.
Which is great that this movie is doing. I haven't talked about the war in 3 years.
Yeah, isn't it strange? We used to talk about it, then you were like, oh, fuck it, they went, and then we know about it now, and every once in a while you're like Bush or Obama, because remember Obama kind of ran on taking people out of there, and that certainly hasn't happened.
Right, he did what Nixon did in Vietnam, which is like, we've just turned it into an air war. So, and you're like, okay, that's great for Americans, not that great for Iraqis. Turns out,
and their children,
and their pets. People care more about dogs. Guess what's happening, guys? You guys, a lot of dogs are being killed in Iraq. Anyone want to stop the war now? Yes, they do.
Yeah, they all do.
Yeah,
they all.
They do.
You play that Sarah McLachlan song, and people just pulling out money. Like, yeah, we got to. Colin in Canada, you're on the Run of Fez show.
How's it going, guys? Can you hear me?
Buddy.
How's it going? So I apologize if it's a little bit staticky here. I'm driving through lovely Flash, Saskatchewan right now.
Well, we'll do our best.
Going into... I watched American Sniper over the weekend, and myself, I was a 11-year Army vet of the Canadian Forces. I was a tanker. I did 2 operational tours, combat tours in Afghanistan, and I don't think the movie glorifies the war or killing. The way I took it as a veteran was looking more into the aspect of PTSD and the relation of transitioning from war to home life. Myself, who I've been diagnosed with PTSD and have gone through a lot of the same feelings that was, I guess, shown in the movie. And I hope people watching the movie don't realize it's just about the war, it's about killing. but also the struggle that happens at home as well.
Colin, was it a tough watch for you? Was it difficult?
At parts, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. War movies, they get to me a little bit more now. Especially going into the home life. I went there with my wife watching the movie, and she pretty much sat there the whole time holding my hand, and she knew pretty much what I've dealt with and what harder parts of the movie were for me to deal with.
Was it cathartic, though? Kind of? Was it helpful in some cases?
It was, because I find it's one of the first movies out there that actually does portray PTSD in the true sense. I know the one scene, I'm not going to spoil the movie, where Chris Kyle or Bradley Cooper is in his backyard with his wife talking. She's trying to talk to him. He's zeroed right out, and the kids are playing around with the dog, and he goes charging at the dog because he thinks it's a little bit too rough. I've pretty much had the exact same mentality. So for a movie of that aspect, I think it expresses a lot of concerns that current veterans and serving members, not just U.S. coalition forces, but right across the world, are dealing with.
It's kind of great because it shows that you're not alone, you know?
Oh, completely. And one thing, too, is where people say Chris Kyle wanted to kill, wanted to do this, wanted to do that. Well, you know what? Myself, I waited 4.5 years before my first combat tour. I was a tank gunner on my tour. We were the first tank in Afghanistan since the Afghan-Russian war in the 80s. And all I could think of going out there, and you have to be in that mindset, is I have to do my job. I'm doing my job to protect my buddies, to protect coalition forces. And you have the mentality, it's you or them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. And
pulling the trigger over there, it can come later in life, and you can backtrack and think, well, would have done that. But at that time, you have so much adrenaline going through you, and all you can think is, I want to go home. I want my friends to go home, and that's it. And I've had lots of friends that haven't made the trip home, or have done it in a steel box. So again, I hope people watching the movie realize that it's not all about war glorifying the killing. From what I took away from it was the transition to home life. And myself, I haven't been on tour since 2008, but still deal with it day to day. And my wife and I and my family dealing with the consequences of war, but making sure it's proactive. And for any other veterans out there, the one thing I want to say is, if you have those concerns, if you think something's not right, seek help. People have a convoluted, I guess, aspect of PTSD, especially within the military community, is that you're weak with being diagnosed with PTSD. It's not that. It takes more of a man or a woman to step up and say, I need help.
Yeah, it's tough for a lot of those guys to just ask for help because it's just not in their personality. But, Colin, thank you so much for calling us.
That's a great call.
You expressed yourself very well.
No problem, and again, guys, thanks for the show.
All right, peace.
I constantly drive on the road for my job, so it's a good breath of fresh air to listen to you.
I'm glad to hear it. Thanks, Colin.
Jackie Cation's here. She is going to be in Minneapolis next Tuesday, starting on the 27th through Saturday the 31st at Acme Comedy Club in Minneapolis.
I'm hilarious. They should come out.
She's so funny, but she doesn't want to tell anyone that, you know?
Shy, subtle. That's my whole thing.
That's the thing. It's so difficult to be in that job and not being able to express that.
You can go to acmecomedycompany.com for tickets for the shows next week in Minneapolis.
That's my home club, Minneapolis.
Fez, I noticed, is it really Minneapolis? Yeah. Fez, I noticed you got really quiet during that call, or you decided not to debate him?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
You kind of, I think that he really resonated with me.
Yeah, he did, me too.
It felt like that he made some good points about his own life and what it must be like to have that horrible job
Yeah,
and
it's
then
a
come
tough
home
job.
from it. Yeah, it's got to be the hardest job in the world where you
And
go in and you don't know that it's going to be that bad.
And like even yourself, you're a well-read person, but you said you haven't talked about this war in 3 years. Can you imagine coming back from that and finding out that, people are
Nobody's
talking
talked about it for 3 years.
Oh yeah, I thought it ended.
Oh, really?
I haven't
What
seen
were
it
you
in a
doing?
while.
Oh, okay.
It's not on the news. Missed out on it. So how'd we do? We do all right?
So you've been living on top of rocks for the last 3 years? Oh, that's sad. Okay. All right. Did you want to build a rock garden? No, you don't.
There's never any pictures on TV about what those guys go through. But for the last couple days, I have watched, I'm not even making this up, 24-hour news about the football game that got played the other day.
Oh, right.
That I could just go from show to show to show. I'm seeing it in slow motion. I'm seeing it in fast motion. The fact that Lynch grabbed his crotch as he went into the
Oh,
end
because the
zone.
ball might have been deflated or something?
Yeah,
and
Tom Brady has saggy balls is what they're saying.
They're saying what it seemed like to me is that the Green Bay Packers lit themselves on fire in the last 3 minutes of the game.
It was hard to believe.
Yeah, it was hard to watch. It was
Well, hard to watch if you grew up in Wisconsin.
Right, but if you grew up in Seattle, things are going well. Things are going well for you, or the Patriots, or whatever the heck.
Well, the thing is, money changes. Like, if you really want to learn about sport, bet money on it, and you will pay such attention to it that it's unbelievable. You can learn anything.
Vested interest goes up.
If they would have made us, gamble on algebra when we were kids, that's the way to probably do it. You'd be in there working those numbers.
Yes, let's get, what are the dates of Andrew Jackson, and let the betting begin.
Well, you know that that show, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
Yeah.
My entire family found out last night we're not. People were were like texting these things back and forth. And I mean, we had 20 people, 20 adults working on it through all the families on this one kid's homework. And it was a fifth grader and it was algebra. And we're all like, I don't know.
Right. I have a friend of mine, Darlene Westgore, Minneapolis comic, and she has kids. And the kid goes to, and as the kid is aging, she's like, I can help you with your homework until about algebra. And she's like, I just want to tell him the truth. I'm like, honey, you're a waiter. I'm a comic. Your dad's a musician. It's never going to matter. And
that's the thing. But maybe, since we got an entire generation coming up that's going to be in the robot business.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like designing and
algorithms are very important, actually.
To them. But I have to say to them, I go, Uncle Ronnie smoked a lot of pot. And I was good at that.
The pot is different here in New York than it is in Los Angeles because it's legal. Like if you have stub a toe, you can get a card.
Yeah.
And so everybody has it's like tea. It's like wine. They're like sommeliers of pot in Los Angeles. So they're like, I'm going to need a pot that doesn't make me hungry or antisocial. I'm going to want to be outgoing.
Is that true though? Did they have it down to that point?
The best minds in botany today are working on strains of pot. Michael Pollan.
I would love to have marijuana that made my body feel like it, but not my mind.
Oh, that pot is available, my friend. There's a comic out of Sacramento, Ngaio Belam. That's a guy that sounds like he might smoke some weed. Mm-hmm. And he was on the Dork Forest talking about the different strains of marijuana, like it was tea, it was the 1870s. And but here in New York, you're like, oh, that's ditchweed, and someone just got high. Because you can totally tell.
Yeah.
Like in L.A., someone's having gummy bears, or they're smoking a giant bag of weed air, and because the smoke brings them down, man.
But my building smells like skunk every night at 8 o'clock at night. But here's the thing. I'm an addict, so I would love to have something that wasn't morphine and wasn't a painkiller. And yet I don't even know if these gummy bears could be a gateway drug for me.
They would totally be a gateway. Well, because what I've been told about the candy and about there's suckers and chocolate and there's edibles, right? Is that you don't know what the dosage is.
Yeah.
And so the first time you eat it, you guys,
I mean, it's always the problem.
I ate some cheap shoes once. It was caramel, and I am like a couple hours before I went to sleep. I woke up blazed out of my fucking face. Like I woke up like
you woke
fucking
up
high as a motherfucker.
See, I don't think I'd want that. But
nobody
I
wants
didn't want it.
But
nobody
I even remember back in blotter acid, I'd be sitting there going, is this working? My friend would be just like scratching at the wall. I don't know, man. I'm like, I'm not even high yet. Does this work? Give me more. Give me yours.
Give me yours. Right. My whole thing with pot is that I don't smoke it because it doesn't matter what kind of pot it is. You have 7 to 9 minutes to talk to me, and then I fall asleep. And I wake up under a pile of coats.
That would, but Chris, you are an everyday pot smoker, right?
Yeah.
On a good day.
On vape. I just smoke straight up a vaporizer.
You're vaping.
Yeah.
See, it's
Pax vaporizer.
It's much
I'll
tinier.
do live reads for them. They're amazing.
I just think though that it might be a prejudice that dumber people handle marijuana better than smarter people.
No offense, Chris.
Yeah.
No, I'm fucking sharp. I just enjoy feeling high every day.
Right. You just like to check out.
I think actors can smoke marijuana and writers and directors worry.
What about Sorkin? Him and his mushroom addiction.
Sorkin seemed like he'd take it to the wall no matter what, right?
Yeah, it's like that guy. He's going to write the same script anyway, so it doesn't matter. He's going to cannibalize from 9 different shows. I love that show, though, so keep writing.
So you're going to do a show after ours today.
Yep, I'm going to go and do John Fugelsang's new thing.
His brand new show.
Brand new show on XM.
On XM, it's right around the corner here.
Yeah.
And see, the thing about John is he is a political person.
He's super political. He knows everything. I don't do a lot of political comedy because while I always have an opinion, don't always have all the information. And I know it isn't stopping anyone else, but I thought, why don't you zip it?
Right.
Because it's all gut reaction with me.
But that's how people vote, by the way. Like that's
how I vote, sadly.
But I think like the last election, you either had the black guy or the really attractive white dude. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people are like, that other dude looks like a president. I'm voting for him. And people, I think, do vote.
Right.
Well, there are a lot of people going, it's time for a woman to be president. Let's give it to Hillary.
You know, when Obama in 2000, not 2000, 2004, when he first came in, is that right?
Yeah. 2008.
Okay. 2000. No, the last was the last.
The first time we saw him was
2008. Okay, that's right. Okay, whatever. When he ran against McCain, I was in Wisconsin doing a weird one-nighter in Port Washington, Wisconsin. And I was talking to some guy, and it was right before the election. And he goes, so who are you going to vote for? And I said, well, clearly I am voting for Barack Obama. And he said, yeah, I'm torn. I'm like, I don't know whether to vote for the old guy or the black guy. I'm leaning towards the black guy. And I was like, that speaks to Wisconsin,
right?
Where they're just like one guy or the other guy. That's his defining characteristic. That's the other guy's defining characteristic.
I feel bad for the old guy because it's probably his last chance.
But I don't think that old guy's got his act together. I think the black guy looks like he's a little smarter. I'm going to go with the black guy. And you're like, at least you call it as you see him, sir.
But with Barack Obama, the fact that civil rights stuff happened in my lifetime, and then we had a black president, that just felt amazing.
Yeah, it does feel amazing.
Outside of all the other political stuff.
The problems I have with Barack Obama, and I do, I'm more liberal than most people. I want I'm an anarchic socialist is what I think of myself as, where I want everyone to choose to share, but it clearly will not be happening, so we have to legislate some of it. Anyway, but for me, Obama's the smartest guy in the room. With everyone he's ever run against, he's the smartest guy in the room for me. There's no Mitt Romney. I'm not going to vote for that haircut. What the hell? And he's such a tool bag. I mean, anyone who wants to be president is already suspect.
Yeah, you're already strange.
Hillary Clinton, I love Hillary Clinton. I think her heart's in the right place, but she genuinely wants to be president so badly that she makes me nervous. They all make me nervous.
What if we said to those people, we treat it like Price is Right. Well, like, if you step down now, we will put you on money. Just for taking yourself. Because it looks like you're here to one day get on money. Let's do it now. Because why do you want to do this?
Why do you want to do this? What do you? Yeah,
your history buffs so much,
right? You want to be in the books. You want to be in the books. You want to be immortal.
I remember it was like in 5th grade, and when they give you that anybody could be president. One of you kids could be president. So I went home. I said to my folks, I go, I could be president one day, and they went,
That's I came home. My fifth grade teacher told me that I was arrogant.
Yeah.
And I went home and I told my parents that. And my dad goes, people are always calling this family arrogant. They're just mad because we're always right. Which is a very funny joke if you know what arrogant means. When I was in fifth grade, all I heard was, we're always right.
Yeah.
And I've lived my life on that motto
Stay
ever
with it.
since. That's
My grandmother actually gave me this one. When you're right, you're right. And when you're wrong, you're still right. So that's an Irish thing. Just fight. And they thought it was a lot better if you had a fight going on.
Yeah, my mom was Irish ancestry, and then my dad's Armenian ancestry, and so my dad, he's always a big fan of running. That was he's like, if there's a confrontation, I recommend you run. And he was in the service. He's the only guy getting service at the VA right now. My father will work a system. He's like, you don't want to leave money on the table. What you want to do is you want to get your service. And so he works the VA. He's in the VA right now in Milwaukee because he quadruple bypass and they messed it up. Whatever. He spoiler alert, he lived. He's fine.
He's there.
Anyway, and but he was in the Navy, and what my dad said, he's like, did you know that the Marines get their medics from the Navy? I didn't. So he was in the Marines for 6 years, and then he was like, I was the worst Marine ever. Do you know why? Because I joined the Navy. I wasn't a Marine. He's like, I'd rather be called a coward than an idiot. And and then my brothers, all of my siblings thought about joining at some point or another, and my dad was like, you could just leave this town.
Yeah,
you don't have to enlist. You can just
there's other ways to see the world.
Right. You can go work for $2.50 an hour just anywhere. And
they'll be glad to have you. Chris, was there ever a time where you thought about enlisting?
Right out of high school, a buddy of mine, a recruiter kept going after him and offering him a bunch of cash, whatever.
But not you?
But not me. But I felt like, the fuck? Why wouldn't they try to recruit me? And then a few other friends joined, and then I sort of maybe, but that never really got into my head.
One time a judge told me it would be a good idea for me to do it when I was in underage. This might work you out, might straighten you out. I'm like, maybe. But
why were you in front of the judge, I ask the obvious question.
They want to control pharmaceutical sales. They don't want the teens themselves selling it at an Aerosmith show. That's the main problem.
I see what's happening.
It's the same drugs that are available through a prescription, but I came up with another way of getting them. But see, I am of the age where the Vietnam War was like older brothers and uncles and stuff. So that whole generation did not want to join because we thought there could be another Vietnam. And they would have a tough time getting people to join for a while. And then somewhere during the Reagan years, it got straightened out where it became a career. They cut a lot of it out. The Army used to be massive. There was 1 million guys at one point. 1 million. But
what's weird to me is that the movie Stripes came out right when no one wanted to join.
Yeah, that's a good call.
That's so weird because I feel like to some extent they were like, no, really, you should join.
Yeah,
it was like they were trying to encourage recruitment. Hollywood does work hand in hand with the government sometimes.
I mean, Rambo was a very pro, hey, we can go back and win.
Even though, talk about PTSD.
Yeah.
That guy had some PTSD, that Rambo guy.
Well, especially in the first one. Then after that, it seemed like he thought things out a little bit. But in that first one, he was shooting at
the name of that
white
first
guys.
One? Oh, First Blood.
Yeah, First Blood. And then after a while, he was just shooting. And then I think the last one, he was on the side of Afghanistan.
He was on the Taliban side, fighting the Russians in Rambo 3.
Criminy.
He should do another.
Nobody talks about that, do
Taliban.
they?
Sure.
Oh my God, he's still working, that guy. Yeah. Expendable 6. They're in Afghanistan, and he's like, who am I on? What side am I on?
Yeah. What's going on? Just tell us, Chris.
Mr. Morgan Spurlock should be here in a few moments.
Well, here's the thing, Jackie. You're invited to stay.
Oh, thank you.
Morgan Spurlock, the director, or you could go eat your lunch. I'm going to give you the choice.
I love you all. I have to go get lunch.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that I don't want to stay.
What are you going to have?
I don't know what's really good around here. This is a giant, hilarious building, by the way. I was sitting in the foyer and overheard this sentence. Hey, did you guys hear Spandau Ballet is coming? And I was like, yay!
You know this much is true.
And I tweeted it, and somebody tweeted at me, this much is true.
Yeah.
And I was like, I approve of, my name is Jackie Cation, and I approve that tweet.
Yeah, that's a good
that's
tweet.
hilarious. But yeah, I wouldn't mind a nice chopped salad. That'd be good for me. Or really good chicken.
Well, here's the problem. We're in Midtown, and these are the worst, most expensive restaurants in the city.
Wow.
You know, I mean, anywhere
But are they
that you
doing
wanna
good
go.
work? I got a credit card. I'm willing to do it.
Oh, you're willing to go?
Yeah, I'm willing to bring it. Money is no object this week. Next week. Oh, yeah.
Next week. Well, then, you know, in this building, there's a good
Metro?
steak. Yeah, the steak place. Metro is actually a nice little.
Is it a coffee shop?
A little cheaper. Yeah, it's like
Okay.
a coffee shop halfway. Chris, you get food from there, right?
Yeah, I'll hit that up.
How's their salads?
Fantastic.
Because there's a lot of salad eaters in Midtown. That should do
Yeah.
well for us.
Oh, yeah. The salad bars.
That's the other thing
No,
happening
not
in the
bars.
foyer here. There's a lot of people working on their core. Obviously, some sit-ups are happening.
A lot of core people.
With some people
Yeah.
doing some.
Yeah.
Not this room. This room, we're Americans.
Well, yeah, this room we're like, let Spandau Ballet have it all. We're not in any. We're not competing. Let's plug and let her go, Fezzy.
Jackie Cation, you can see her in Minneapolis next week starting on Tuesday at Acme Comedy Club. She's going to be there Tuesday through Saturday the 31st. Go to acmecomedycompany.com for tickets. And you can hear her podcast, The Dork Forest. That's on iTunes and allthingscomedy.com, at Jackie Cation on Twitter.
Thank you so much, you guys.
So much fun. We'll see you next time. It's Ron and Fez Show.
The Advice Show.
Coming this fall to Sirius XM, it's The Advice Show, the only show where the guests and listeners give the host, Fez Whatley, advice.
The Advice Show.
Fez welcomes advice from any and all guests, including Ari Shaffir,
Wait, you know what you need, I think? Like a high-priced hooker. Yeah, like a $1,500 hooker.
James Adomian,
But you know, have you ever checked out any of like the gay comedy shows in the city?
Tammy Pescatelli,
You stand every day, you tell people about your sexuality, you stand strong and all that stuff. Who cares if someone thinks you wear the same shirt? Maybe you got 27 of those shirts.
Adam Ferrara,
I wish you luck, my friend. Be happy. You're responsible for your own happiness.
Lynn Koplitz,
People who are listening, find all your gays, round them all up, and send a couple to Fez.
and Joey Pants.
But I'll talk to you after the program and show you what you can do on a daily basis that's going to make you feel better.
It's all part of the exciting new fall lineup. The Advice Show, only on Sirius XM.
The Advice Show.
Morgan Spurlock is back in the studio with us. The new season of Inside Man premieres Thursday, January 22nd, 9 p.m. on CNN. It still seems funny that Morgan Spurlock is on CNN. That is...
It's like, oh wow, suddenly he's credible. What happened?
That is the journey that
That's
has
right.
taken place in your life. You were so far on the outside.
That's right.
When you started.
Now the outside is inside. See,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
That's what's happening.
Yeah.
This new one that you're doing too with the robots. I don't think we should be talking about anything but robots.
Yeah.
On a daily basis.
Because it's an amazing thing to see. And when you see how far technology has come, like you go back to when we were kids.
Yeah.
And we were watching Star Trek and we're like, oh, one day to have like a tricorder and be able to talk to somebody. And now we have it.
Right.
Like you look at your phone and when I talk to my kid on my phone and I'm like, I'm in the future right now. Like
Right.
I'm living in the future, looking at my kid's face on a device I'm carrying in my hand. It's the craziest thing.
And it's FaceTime, and we just give it this name as if. But you're right. If you live long enough, you're in a movie.
That's right.
All the time.
All
now.
the time.
But I will tell you this. Since the beginning, since the 1800s, they have warned us about robots.
Yeah.
You know, the early sci-fi, right? Do not trust the
That's
machines.
Skynet. Listen, Skynet.
Yeah,
It's coming.
yeah.
It's coming.
And yet, no one seems to worry about that, particularly the Japanese.
Yeah.
Who are they have pushed all in on robots. If the robots hit the way they think, Japan is the center of the universe.
And then we're all going to have sex with them, and it's going to be great.
We always do have. Sex is always on the early stages.
That's right.
But really, what is a dildo if not a small?
It's a mini robot. It's a mini robot.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. Is like Elon Musk is the one person who is saying that we should be very afraid of AI. Like the whole idea of artificial intelligence. Like we should be afraid of when computers basically can become aware. There was a study that was done in Sweden where this guy made these little small kind of autonomous robots that he had an energy source over here. So the robots would go to like charge themselves up, and then they would go and he'd move the energy source. And what would happen is that suddenly the robots, without even being programmed, would start to hoard the energy on their own. And they weren't programmed to do this. So they automatically evolved in a way where they would hoard the energy by themselves. And so that simple study, and this was done like 5 years ago with these robots. Like that's already showing you how there are some things that will change automatically within a robot, even if they're not coded to do so.
But it also lets you know that they're capitalist right off the bat.
That's right, exactly. This
so
is mine.
You're like, 1% of the robots have 90% of the energy. You're like, those robots are just voting for themselves.
They're taking everything. They're taking everything.
But I don't trust them not to think I could do this better than you.
Yeah.
Because they can.
And they will.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way they'll be able to do everything better than us. And that's the scary part. What it comes down to is how long will it be till they can have a conversation like this?
Right.
When they can understand, when they can reason, when they can understand what a joke is, they can understand banter and facts. Right. Like that's a while away until like that type of conversation can happen. But the idea of like performing simple tasks, that's happening more and more every day.
Yeah, I have a robot vacuum cleaner right now without thinking it's a robot, but it is.
But it is. And I was just at CES, the Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas, and they have robot window washers now that will suck to the side of a window and then will basically go up and down an entire side of a building like a Roomba. So it's basically it's like a window Roomba that's going up and down the outside
Which
of a
now
building.
makes me feel better because every 7 weeks where there's some guy hanging off a building in New York.
See, it's going to put those guys out of work. Where are those guys going to go now?
What other high jobs could they possibly do? But when people go like, oh, the future's going to be like this and that, I go, you know what? I am so glad that I just went to a Rolling Stones concert wearing fucking cutoffs and smoking dope. You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad that I lived like a human for a long time.
That's right.
Before this shit happened.
Before they replaced Mick and Keith with robots.
Right.
I want to see
that went down. I'm glad that when I was in high school, my parents didn't know where I was.
That's right.
I would leave a note. Going to Wildwood, be back Monday or Tuesday.
Because now they have phones. Like they have those, and they talk about them on the commercials where they say, get the family plan. You can know exactly where your child is. But your phone as a parent, it will track your kid's phone. Yeah. And I've said that to my friends because my kid's 8. He doesn't have a phone yet. And I said, would you get that for your kid? And they're like, oh my God, absolutely. And you can read their texts. You can do it. I was like, I don't know if I want to read all that. And my friend's like, oh no, I want to read all that. Right. I want to know what my daughter's talking about. I want to know what terrible things she's saying.
Well, my friend called me because he found out something that his kid was doing and saying and asked my advice. And I said, well, never tell that kid how you got the information.
That's right.
Like bring up, hey, this is a good idea. But you could never say, I've been reading your shit.
No, you can't.
Yeah,
you've got to somehow, you got to put your super sleuth hat on. You got to somehow get them to, you got to give them enough rope to where they just hang themselves in a conversation.
But see, here's the thing. You as a father, you do not have the ability to teach your kid the skills that he's going to need later in life because they haven't been invented yet.
That's right.
So when we're acting like, put that phone down and read a book, they might be better off being on that phone than going out and playing kickball.
That's right. Play that iPad all day long. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
No, my kid already said that. Like I said, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he loves watching. He's a big Minecraft freak. He will play Minecraft all day long on the iPad if I let him. But what he likes to do now is he likes to sit and watch YouTube and watch other people play Minecraft.
It's insane.
So he just wants to watch other people do it and talk about it. And so now I said, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he's like, I want to be a YouTuber. And I'm like, great, I'm all for that. Do that.
Yeah, YouTuber, I can help you.
I'm like, those kids are making millions. Yeah, do that. I support that idea.
Yeah, I think at least there's some structure there that you can help out with. But it's weird to think that they like to watch other people play video games.
Yeah. But if you think back, like how many times did you and I stand in an arcade, watch somebody play Donkey Kong over their shoulder?
I did.
I watched like an idiot while people played Space Invaders, and I waited for my turn, and then I put my quarter in and I played.
Yeah.
And no, we all did it. It's just like a new generation of this, I think, but now we're doing it in our home and not in an arcade.
Yeah, but just to sit but to think that that's better than TV to them, you know what I mean? Like,
oh, my kid never watches TV. It's like if I would let him just watch content online all day, he would. But you don't know what they're getting. And that's the other thing. It's like next thing you know, he goes on to a Minecraft video, and some guy's going, "Oh yeah, fucking suck a dick," and you're like, "Oh my god, turn that off, turn it off." Yeah.
And I mean, you're one click over from seeing anal.
That's
you know
right.
What I mean,
Exactly.
You're like, I mean, I can't imagine having porn delivered to my room when I was a kid.
As a 13-year-old, I would have never left my room.
No. And then, see, the thing is, all I ever tried to do was get out of my house.
That's right.
Like, I would stand on the corner in a snowstorm and smoke cigarettes rather than go inside because there was nothing in there.
That's right.
You know what I mean? But now, like, why would a kid leave?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they?
No, it's like all the comforts you want. If all your friends are there, you can talk to all of them at once. Like, you can have mass conversations with everybody. It's phenomenal. I tell you what I'm excited about after watching this show, or after making the show, is that I went to Northern California where the guys from Stanford are working on like the self-driving cars.
Yeah.
And I rode in a race car that was going around like a complete S-curve track at like 90 miles an hour with nobody driving it. And so to see like what could happen with like self-driving cars, like that's an exciting thing to see though. Like that's a piece of technology that I'm like, that's amazing.
Well, Budweiser must be thrilled, right?
Yeah, exactly. Every alcohol company should be like, yes, more self-driving cars.
I mean, there's no reason not to have a keg in the middle of a self-driving car. Who gives a fuck?
Well, they must be the largest investor in Uber. They got to be. They got to own more of that stock than anyone.
But the thing of self-driving cars, which is so bizarre, is there's now no reason to have a car look like a car. It could look like a living room. It could look like a bedroom.
That's right. It could look like just a little bubble on wheels. You know, it's just like a little thing that like gets me from A to B.
Yeah, so you might never look out the window. You might sit there and watch it, you know.
Or you'll look at it like when you're on the train. Like, I love being on the train. You take that moment, you look out the window, and it's awesome. Like, that's what being in a car will be at some point.
Yeah, because you have nothing to do with this trip, and it kind of feels nice.
Yeah.
But how would this car know when you're just cruising? You know what I mean? Like, I want to take a ride. It's not the same as I want to go to this
Tell me your
place.
destination.
Yeah. I don't
Where
know
would
what
you
my
like to go?
destination is. I'm out. It's a Sunday.
I'm looking for girls.
Yeah.
Where are the girls?
It's the weirdest thing, but are you going to feel trusting with all the people in 95 being connected to the internet, and the internet is going to somehow change lanes for people?
Well, I think the minute cars can communicate with each other will be a great day, because then it will, like, if you go look at all the rubbernecking that happens. Like, I was driving back down from upstate yesterday, and I'm on 87, and it's just like, there's nothing happening. It's like suddenly you hit like a traffic jam for 5 miles, and then there's nothing there. It's just people who are rubbernecking, then everything stops. Right. That'll go away. People who can't yield. How many times do you yell at the person in front of you who stopped at like an interstate drive, trying to merge, and I'm like, merge, drive. That'll go away because all the cars will communicate. Cars will merge automatically. They'll brake automatically. There'll be like such flow. I'm excited for that.
See, I think those cars are eventually going to eat us and use our body and blood as some kind of fuel.
But not in our lifetime. But it won't be in our lifetime.
No,
that's the good thing. You and I will be gone.
We'll be handing it off.
That's right.
We'll be handing it off. It's our children and our grandchildren.
No, it'll be our grandkids versus Skynet. It's going to be fine.
They'll be fighting out Terminators one after another. But you feel you're still happy.
No, I think
technology.
No, I'm optimistic. I think that technology is an awesome thing. It's not too scary yet. Although, I mean, I met some robots while we were making this that were some incredibly scary robots. And when you see some of the things that Boston Dynamics are making, like the ones that run, like they have one like that's called like the Jaguar or something, that it runs on 4 legs and you can kick it and it'll still keep running. Like, imagine one of those like in the middle of a battlefield with like a machine gun on its back running at you. Like, that's a scary thing, but that's what will happen. Like, the idea of all the flying drones is only step one to like drone, machines coming at you just to keep men and women from getting hurt in the middle of a war zone. But that's a frightening possibility.
But before we know it, there's drones in Times Square. And,
there's drones everywhere. I mean, that was when I was just at CES in Las Vegas. They have drones now that are smaller than the palm of your hand that can fly and shoot 4K. So like, here's this little camera that's the drone that's this big that's shooting basically cinema quality in this tiny little drone. I mean, it's nuts.
It is insane.
Yeah.
And, for documentary filmmaking, it's changed everything.
That's right.
I was just telling somebody the other day, because I always love a surf documentary. The pictures that you see now where you're in the wave.
Amazing.
And I remember, seeing Endless Summer when it came out, going, oh, what a great documentary. And that guy's basically carrying a refrigerator
That's right. Exactly.
to shoot with.
Exactly. And you see these drones that are like doing shots that were impossible before, and it's inspiring what they can do.
But we better remember that we're animals, man. We gotta keep some of that.
Yeah.
But your job is so cool.
That's why we should just eat people randomly. That'll remind us.
Soon.
Yeah, that's right.
Soon it'll be us rebels that'll be living in the hills trying to fight back. But your job, if you hear something fun, you hear something cool, you get to do it. Do they ever turn you down at CNN? They ever say this?
No,
is too crazy?
There's ideas that we've come up with where they're like, maybe not this season, like maybe next season. Like there was, like the robots was one we wanted to do last year, and we were already doing an episode about futurism, and they said, well, why don't we, because originally like we were talking about robots and we were like, we should pull this off and do it as its own episode.
Right.
And then they didn't want to do both of those in the same episode, so we moved it to this year. There's an episode about medical tourism that we're doing this year, and there's like almost 2 million people a year in the United States travel to get medical procedures done. That was one we talked about doing last year that we moved to this season. So I think that they haven't said no. They question why we want to do them or why it's important, but they haven't really pushed back.
So 2 million people.
2 million people a year are traveling overseas to get, whether it be dental procedures or open heart surgeries or laparoscopic surgeries or like organ replacements.
Is it for money or is it for they do it better?
Well, it's a combination of both. There's some places where they do it better, but it's infinitely cheaper no matter what. Yeah, so it's like an open heart surgery. If you went overseas, like I just talked to Larry Flick, who said he had an open heart surgery. It was $250,000 for his whole surgery. Overseas, if you went and had it done, would be about a fifth of that. So it'd be less than $50,000. So for less than $50,000 with a doctor, and it's not like you're getting an operation in a room where it's like a dirt floor and chickens, which is what you imagine. Like I'm in Bangkok and chickens are walking through and there's a goat and there's a guy like eating food over my stomach. Like that's not what's happening. Though, these guys are trained at Stanford, at Harvard, Yale, Johns Hopkins. Like they have real proper medical degrees and then just came back home to Bangkok to practice medicine.
But I was told by people like none of us are going to retire in the States because you can go to these places and live cheaper.
The cost of living is so cheap.
And then they take care of you. You'll have people coming in and keeping an eye. They go, it's going to be so much cheaper than staying in the States. And I'm like, I grew up in the States. I can't see me in Bangkok.
Yeah.
the last days of my life.
Yeah, exactly.
Luckily, I've lived a life that I'll go like this. You know what I mean? All my organs are just like...
They all quit at once.
Yeah,
they're all just going to give in at once.
Yeah. You can't do all those things and live.
Yeah.
The new season of Inside Man premieres Thursday, January 22nd. Morgan Spurlock is still having fun, still doing it. I mean, talk about a guy who beat the system and has kept it going. It's been an amazing ride, man.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
And I'll see you next time coming through.
Absolutely.
Always a good guy, right, Morgan?
Love Morgan Spurlock.
Love you, Morgan.
Hey, Morg. Looking good, buddy.
It's a strange name, though, isn't it? Morgan is the first name? I don't think I've ever heard it, though, but those guys. I never knew any Morgans, is what I'm saying.
I didn't either, but it seems okay to me because I think because of Morgan Freeman first, because I've always known about Morgan Freeman. So, like, yeah, sure, Morgan's an acceptable first name. But, yeah, no.
All right, if you put it that way, once somebody gets in with it. Like, if you met someone named 17-4, you'd be like, no, the next guy. Oh, yeah, that's an acceptable name. I've heard it.
I know someone, close friend. So don't worry about it, man. Don't be self-conscious about your name.
Chris Stanley, if you had a little baby, what would you name it?
Marcellus Wallace.
Jesus Christ, he wasn't there. He got banged in the ass.
I think about that.
He was a drug dealer.
But, go Mark for short. But Marcellus, I think, was always a badass name.
You are the strangest, man.
I would never let the kid watch Pulp Fiction, though.
I would rather, I'd rather say, Mrs. Marcellus Wallace, and this is Vincent Vega. I don't know why, but that was always one of my favorite scenes, where she just starts talking like Elvis.
Yeah, it's cool.
Is it cool?
It is cool,
or quirky?
Both. It's cool because it's quirky.
Well, I always like when Morgan Spurlock comes in, but I really like that Jackie Cash in today too. She was fun.
She was all over it. I couldn't believe the Clay Matthews story. She didn't know who Clay Matthews was. Everybody loves Clay. Now his ass is sitting.
This guy Robert C said to us during her. Back to Upper East Side political radio. We all need to legislate sharing. Well, Robert, I'd never even heard of this thing. That was more about Jackie, who was really, really adorable. Virginia Jones did Jackie, and is a big fan of Dork Forest podcast.
Love that she shows props to Dune. Not a lot of people do.
She was in the Dune deep, dude.
I know. Baron Harkonnen? I don't know, never thought I'd heard that in the radio.
No, I didn't even know where she was coming at it.
I
get that scene. That's your thing, dude.
I know.
What's on TV tonight?
It's Tuesday already.
Yeah, because we Monday'd. I can't even catch up. I haven't even seen all my Sunday shows. I haven't jumped into Gotham yet. Tonight I'm supposed to watch some of the Rainn Wilson, this new character. I think his name is Bumfuck.
No, Backstrom.
Backstrom.
Yeah.
And we've got that Unmasked with him coming up very, very soon. Well, we're doing it tomorrow, playing it on Friday.
Yeah. Well, Flash is on tonight.
Flash! Oh! No, I'm not into that. I tried.
Another bad sci-fi movie.
Flash. Not that song, though.
No, that song's amazing. Movie, crazy.
I can't keep up with all the television shows. There's too many now.
Then there's the second episode of The Nightly Show is on tonight. Premiered last night.
I watched last night. What'd you think? I'm not going to judge them too soon yet.
I said
Burr on
first episode.
Yeah,
you can't judge him on the first episode.
You don't know what he's going to be. Keep it at 100. I like that.
That was cool.
Using the phrase because I think I heard it on a football show earlier. I think that I heard them say it like on one of those roundtable football shows. Keep it at 100.
Keep it at 100.
That's like keeping it real.
Yeah.
I guess keep it 100%.
Yeah.
But Burr was on there with him last night.
It was classy at the end. He gave props to Colbert.
Why wouldn't he?
For making 11.
He's a classy man.
No, he's very classy. Good work on that. Cougar Town's on tonight. Yeah, I'm not sad. I don't think Tuesday's not a big TV night. That's just how it is.
Sunday is TV night.
Yeah.
If you're not on Sunday, you probably don't have a TV show.
You're probably just some stupid asshole. Parks and Rec on tonight. The two-episode twofer.
They're throwing those all out at the same time.
Yeah.
We wrapping this one up today?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to see you guys back in here tomorrow morning. A lot of fun today. And really special congratulations to your guys. Weird Twitter going to #1 in the United States of Good America. Tomorrow we'll be back to do the first show of the new year. I consider this just kind of a warm-up show.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen each other like in a month and a half.
Right.
So, let's
get some. You know what I mean?
Let's get those jitters out.
Yeah. Just like if I was coaching a football team, I would say to them, you got to get some.
Get some for you. Get it all.
Now, I will say this: Friday Night Tykes is back.
I saw the commercial for it.
I saw it on demand. Saw the first episode.
All right, I gotta jump in. How's it looking?
I'll tell you what my thing will be. I'll call it more of the same. That's my review. If you like last year, you'll love it.
Perfect.
It's more of the same.
Good. Same coaches or different coaches?
Or mix only one coach is gone. The fucking Mexican guy who was told to, was like really fired up. Is still suspended.
Yeah, he.
Everybody back is from their suspension.
He was with the Broncos, if I remember correctly.
Your favorite guy from the Colts who makes it rain. Fuck you, Outlaws.
Hell yeah.
He's back. He said he learned his lesson.
Good.
And then I heard him yelling, fuck your kids again. It's great. See you guys tomorrow. Take care.
That's the end of my show. Donk.